Steel boots stomping, crashing the floor. Two wild Yinzers kicking through the door. Loud like a jag-off at a pins game fight. Brace yourself, this ride ain't polite. Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Tales from the burg with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. From the bug with a hint of mayhem. Pierogi powered, nothing can constrain them. Knocking back stories like an icy cold brew. You never know what these two might spew. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice. Rivers collide where the laughs always flow. Black and gold thunder everywhere they go. The madcap kings breaking every mold. With two Dum Yinzers, the stories don't get old. Two Dum Yinzers, loud and proud. Heads in the clouds, voices in the crowd. Chaos brewing, they don't play nice. Hold on to your iron and grab your prime anti-slice.
Welcome back, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is Monday, April 20th. It is 4:20. A lot of things going on this week. I do want to say good morning, everybody. Welcome back to the show. This is the Two Dum Yinzers, episode 949. Glad to see everybody back this morning, this afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome back, welcome back, welcome back. Michael, how was your weekend, man?
It was phenomenal. Nice, relaxing, gearing up for the draft, baby. It was nice, man. I needed that week.
Was it good all the way up until the snow?
Right?
I mean, it wasn't just 83 degrees the day before.
Yeah.
And then snow. So there you go.
But it was a nice, relaxing weekend for me.
Oh, that's good. Derpy, how you doing, man?
I'm great, Ryan. How are you, dude?
Pretty good. It's the week of the draft. I can't be more excited. But as I did mention, guys, there's a lot going on. And not only was it a big weekend in Pittsburgh with our sports teams, we did talk about that last week as we were wrapping the week up. Heading into this week, obviously, with the big NFL draft coming here on Thursday. Guys, also, there's other reasons to celebrate, of course. You only get this day once a year. This is 420, and I got a little something right here for you.
Heck yeah.
So if you are going to partake and celebrate the day, I would recommend getting anything but Wendy's. I'm so put off right now. Listen, they changed the spicy chicken sandwich.
They did.
Now listen, if you know me, this has been my go-to food for 30 plus years. 30 plus years. I remember because I was in high school and we'd go to Wendy's and I would get that. They finally decided to change it in 2026. They changed the spicy chicken sandwich. They threw a bunch of bullshit pickles on it. It's just bullshit. It's a whole different breading now. It has been, in my opinion, the perfect food in my life and it ruins my 420 because I just found out yesterday that this happened just earlier this month. So I like I said, it's my go-to. A lot of times we go to spicy chicken whenever I get hungry, I get in the mood for fast food, and today's 420, and against everything I wanted to do, spicy chicken has changed. I'm not happy about this. I'm not happy about this. Do you have one food that you just love more than anything else, and you get it every time you go? This is my one food, my spicy chicken sandwich, and I get a honey mustard on the side to dip it in. It's Mike. It's a whole different bun.
It is. It's hurtful when they change your favorite food on you, because you go when the expectations are up here. You know what you're getting.
Yeah,
you're expecting it, and then you bite into it, and then it just drops. The disappointment level is off the charts. It's kind of like when you look at Derpy, you expect more and you get less. It's that type of disappointment.
Well, I was gonna order him. You know what I was gonna do? I was gonna get him DoorDashed here for the beginning of the show, and I was gonna have us both eat one and see, and then we could kind of give a taste test. But I didn't want Derpy to feel out of place, so I didn't do it. But Wendy's is gross anyway. Cody is saying, I like it. Again, the spicy chicken's just been my go-to. And again, for 30 years, this isn't just like a food that I so happen to like. This is what I get. This is what I get when I go out. And again, I don't know. And there's a reason why there's not pickles on everything. Not everybody likes pickles. I get that some people like. I mean, that's fine. Yeah. But you can't put pickles as a regular condiment on everything. You just can't. Crazy to me. Crazy.
Wendy's hasn't been the same since they took away the yellow packaging.
I think they still have it for. I don't know.
No, they don't. They don't.
I don't know, Derpy. I don't know. One thing I do know is that the draft is this week, and we have to get prepared, guys. And there's no better way to get prepared for the NFL draft and get ready to see Roger Goodell come out on that stage on the draft night and to have everybody go crazy. So what we're going to do, we're going to practice every once in a while, and we're going to boo Derpy.
Wow. Why not boo the bald head freak?
Well, because I actually bring entertainment value to the show.
Ooh.
Oh.
So what I'm going to do every time I don't know what I'm going to do. I'll randomly do it throughout the show. But when I do it, Mike, you have to practice because we have to get in the right mood. We can't just go out to the draft on Saturday or on Thursday.
Comes up.
Think that we're going to be okay. So when I give you the signal, whenever I call Derpy Roger Goodell, Roger Goodell, we will start booing him. And everybody, everybody at their job, everybody at their wherever they're at, if they're in the gym, they're walking around town with headset on. You're just going to start booing, and that's going to be, again, we have to practice. This is something that you can't just go into. And again, we haven't had the draft here to this capacity. We had it back in the 40s, but it was nowhere near the same. So everybody has to get get in the right frame of mind to get ready to boo this weekend, because Pittsburgh has to boo louder than everybody because we just have a reputation of being boo birds here whenever we see something we don't like. So again, when we talk about Derpy Goodell, Mike, we will boo that man. We will boo him heavily, and everybody at home is going to boo him as well. And it's going to be fun, a fun thing. A lot of stuff going on this weekend, guys. Before we do kick into the full NFL draft kickoff, we do want to get into a few things here before we do roll for the day. The Pittsburgh Pirates, Mike, we had 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We had 5 games over the weekend with our pro teams here in Pittsburgh at PPG Arena, at PNC Park, and also at Highmark Stadium. Mike, the Pirates, they win the series over the Tampa Bay Rays. They win that series 2-1, winning Friday night 5-1, losing 8-7 in extra innings on Saturday, and then winning again on Sunday 6-3. Ozuna's on a 7-game hitting streak. Connor Griffin's on a 6-game hitting streak. Mike, in this Pittsburgh Pirate team is off today, but they're heading off to Texas to play Andrew McCutchen, the longtime Pirate MVP, in this series coming up next. So, Mike, not only does this big weekend of Pittsburgh sports with our Pirates, our Riverhounds, and our Penguins, now Pirates are heading off to play Andrew McCutchen, and we are heading into the draft. And the Pittsburgh Penguins are back at it tonight for the playoffs. It just doesn't end, Mike. So again, take the snow out of the equation. Take the spicy chicken that's been changed out of the question. Everything else is good here in the Yinzerverse, and we're here for it as long as it has to do with the black and the gold. We seem to be chugging along, Mike. And as it says right on my screen, right here, 3 days till the NFL draft.
It's so close. Like we were talking before the show, you and I, like I can taste the NFL draft. That's how close it is. It's so near. I can't wait for Thursday night, 8:00. Man, I think that's when it starts. 8:00, 10:00. Who knows when the fuck it starts? I can't wait for this goddamn thing. I am excited. A lot of news happening on the Steelers front leading up to it, man. It's an exciting time, man, to be a Steeler fan and just a fan of Pittsburgh sports in general, like you're saying. Man,
Absolutely.
God, a lot going on, baby.
Buccos 13-9, Mike. They're a half game out of first place. Again, they're off today. They'll be back at it tomorrow night. A 3-game series starting against Texas, Mike. That will be 8:05 start against Andrew McCutchen and company. One other thing. You know what? I'm going to skip over that. I'll come back to that later. The Pittsburgh Penguins, Mike. So in the 5 games our teams had this weekend, we went 3-2. I'll just start by saying that. Pirates went 2-1. The Penguins, they drop game 1 to the heated rivals from across the state, the Philadelphia Flyers. They lose that game 3-2, where the Penguins didn't particularly look good. Mike, they played rather poor, getting goals from Malkin and Russ. Were scoring the only 2 goals of that game for the Penguins. They lose 3-2. The Flyers are up 1-0 in the series, and they're back at it tonight. It's a 7:00 start tonight for game 2 against the Flyers.
Yeah, they need to bounce back. I know a lot of people are going to blame the goalie, but he's the only one who really kept them in that game. The Penguins did not play well. The Flyers dictated, the pace from start to finish. There's one team, one group that I have confidence that can bounce back. It is Crosby and his boys. They will figure it out. They've been the better team between the two all year. It's only a matter of time before they get this ship righted and ready to go.
Well, Mike, one thing that I did learn, the Vegas odds makers had the Penguins 91% chance to miss the playoffs this year.
Yes.
So they've already overachieved in that sense. They're in the playoffs. They're in the first round. Our bet here is to get them out of the first round. But as I said, the odds makers, Mike, and again, they know a lot of shit. They get awfully close with a lot of their numbers. Just saying, they know a lot of their shit. They said 91% the Penguins would not advance to the postseason. They're in the postseason. However, that was one of the losses added to our weekend, Mike, here in Pittsburgh. The other game between our football team, not the Steelers, the other football team, the Pittsburgh Riverhounds, the soccer team, of course, Mike, they hosted Detroit City FC. They win 2-1 in this game. The Riverhounds will be back at it Saturday night whenever the Greenville Triumphant comes to town to play our Hounds, Mike. That's a 7:00 start on Saturday. So the Pittsburgh fun keeps going all through draft week with everything going on. The Buccos, again, in Texas playing McCutchen starting tomorrow night. The Penguins back at it tonight for game 2 of the playoffs. The Hounds back at it on the last day of the draft. So much stuff in Pittsburgh. It's unbelievable. Just 3 days, if you can believe that, is the NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh. We're going to get into that and so much more today, everybody. Let me just finish up a few more things before we do that, Mike. And if you did want to catch yourself, get a little head start into the football season, you could, of course, watch the UFL. The UFL played a gang of games over the week. Mike, we talked about Thursday's game on Friday, but Friday's night's game, the Columbus Aviators, they beat the Renegades, Mike, 28-14. That's the Columbus Aviators' first win of the year, and that drops the Renegades to 3-1. On Saturday night, your team, the DC Defenders, they beat the St. Louis Battlehawks. Sorry about that.
Yeah.
DC is now 3-1. St. Louis is 2-2. The other game on Saturday night was the last game of the week. It was Birmingham, Mike. They took on the Orlando Storm. The Storm, who is 4-0, undefeated at this point in the season, Mike. They win 16-0 over the Birmingham Stallions, who now sit at 1-3 at this point in their season. So a little bit of a fall off for the Birmingham Stallions, as they've been a powerhouse for the first few years in this league. And back. So, Mike, that was the week 4 of the UFL. We get into week 5, which means that's the halfway point in that league, which means we're just this much closer to the NFL season. And we'll get into how close we are today. So much stuff to get into. It's truly unbelievable. Everything that's happening, everything that's going to happen. And again, Mike, this is just Monday morning.
Mike, there's still 3 days, 7 hours to go until the draft. My God, man, football galore. I'm loving the UFL. There's talk about a league that is not afraid to make changes on the fly. They changed overtime rules already, so teams don't win on ticky tack penalties. They're tweaking as they go. Maybe the NFL can learn a thing or two from them. This league it's fun. Like on Twitter, man, people are just buzzing about Hakeem Butler. It's like, hey, this is the league perfect for guys like him. Not NFL good, can barely make the roster, but dominating the UFL where it's fun to watch. Hopefully this league can continue to grow so those bubble guys have more places to play and show their talent. Yes, they might not be NFL ready, but they're a lot better than some college guys that we're watching. This is a fun league, and I hope it can keep going, baby.
It gets you by. I mean, it gets me by. It gets you a little. Like I said, we're smack dab in the middle of off season, and if I could get a little bit of American football on my TV at this time of year, I'm okay with that.
Yeah.
See the pads, see the helmets, see the guys out there hitting each other. So that works for me. One other thing I do want to go back on for our Buccos, Mike. They did come out with their new City Connect uniforms on Friday night. And I got to be honest with you, they're pretty badass. They go out and they get the win, Mike. That was the night also. AJ Burnett was in town. He threw out the first pitch. And then Saturday, of course, the Paul Skeens Cy Young bobblehead. So again, Pittsburgh is pretty pumped. It's pretty bumping right now as far as the sports. I couldn't be more excited for what's going on in Pittsburgh. Again, Pirates, the best division in baseball. If you can believe that, not one team in our division is under 500.
Best division in baseball. You love to see it. And the Buccos are only a half game back.
We got this, baby.
More competitive than the entire AL.
Absolutely. Everybody. Good morning, good afternoon, wherever you be. Welcome, everybody. I'm glad to see you today. We're just 3 days from the NFL draft. It is the countdown. It is on right now. We cannot wait. We cannot wait. Derpy working hard, trying to get things together. I know that he's struggling with me a little bit. He's trying to get his plans together, and I'm struggling with him because I'm trying to get my plans. But it's all coming together. We got a whole kind of things this week. RB, he'll be on this week. Derpy's going to be on a lot this week. Finch is back from Las Vegas. We're going to hear from him. Also, what we're also going to do, we do have to have our bet right here on the show to bet who is going to be the number one overall draft pick, guys. We'll get into that also. So I need you guys to think about that. And then we will also have Chop, RB, and Finch chime in on that and see who gets closest. We'll see if somebody can nail that first round pick, which might have got a little bit more complicated recently. We'll get into that here so soon. I don't know what this means for the draft, but we did get word on Broderick Jones that I find kind of interesting. We'll get into that and so much more today. Let's jump on the board and say what's up to everybody. Good 420. Terrible board. Glad to see everybody today. 420, guys.
420. Oh yeah, baby. I'll be celebrating early or later in the day.
I won't be celebrating with my Wendy's. I know that, but
I know. I have confidence that you will find something to replace the Wendy's.
Here's the thing. The universe works in mysterious ways. And as I said, the spicy chicken has been my go-to for 30 years easy. So now McDonald's has a spicy chicken snack wrap, which I absolutely love. And I've been getting it a lot.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like I've been cheating on my spicy chicken. And then all of a sudden, they changed the spicy chicken recipe.
Did they know? Did they know you were stepping at?
The universe works in fucked up ways, man.
They do, man. I think they knew. And this is your punishment.
Welcome back, everybody. Glad to see you today. This is again the Two Dum Yinzers. This is episode 949, just 51 short episodes away from the big 1,000 coming up this July, which is the 5-year anniversary of the show. So much going on. Let's get to the terrible board today. Good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're coming in from. Welcome to the show. Cody, my man, says this. He says, that short crash, my phone again. Somber, my man, always great seeing Somber in the house. What's up, brother? Tortilla Jackson, all the way from Sacramento, California, says this. He says, my name is Art Rooney. Welcome to Jackass. I think we'll get a little bit into that. Get a little bit into that here shortly. A whole lot to get into. Keep them coming, though, today. Again, guys, it's just as exciting as game week. Big changes, and again, this time next week, Mike, we will have all of our picks. We will have all of our players. We will have everything that we need to go into summer and start getting ready to prepare. We have additional minis, bonus mini camps we're in now. We got all kind of things, rookie camps, OTAs. Everything coming down the pike. So this is it, Mike. We talked about coming into the offseason. We talked about building that coaching staff. We did it. We talked about free agency. We did it. We talked about the draft. We're about to do it. So this time next week, Monday morning next week, we are going to have a team put together, getting ready to head into camp. Probably about 100 bodies, give or take, heading into camp. You cut it down to 53, and this is where we be. So, next week we're going to have an idea of what it is that's going on. Plus, also with some of the latest news, Mike, that we did get about the Pittsburgh Steelers, that's going to kind of direct that idea a little bit more. So just hang in tight today, guys. We have a lot to get into as we are covering the NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Guys, it's unbelievably exciting. It really is. I'm like, a lot of the people that are out of town, you can hear it in their voices and see it in their words when they write how excited they are. And it just makes you feel realize how lucky we are to be here in the middle of it. We complain, the traffic, the pay. But at the end of the day, this is really cool. I was reading this morning. I just seen the headline. I don't even know the article. It said 1% is for the NFL, the draft. 99% is about selling Pittsburgh. And you know what? Our city deserves it, Mike. We do have a beautiful city, and I hope everybody can enjoy it, and hope nothing terrible happens because people,
Yeah, because people are idiots, but my God, yeah, like Pittsburgh is just a beautiful city. It's a hidden gem. It has everything, like major big cities have, but it also has a lot of stuff like those smaller cities that people love to go see have. The only thing my only big complaint about Pittsburgh is our roads to navigate around them. But once you figure that,
well, they're shutting down the next wave today.
I know there's going to be nowhere to walk or drive, but my God, get out. If you're coming in, get out and explore the city. There's a lot of fun stuff to do. Talk to the locals. You might not understand them, but they will get you to where you need to
They'll
go.
be the nicest people you ever met.
Nicest people you ever met. They might call you a jagoff 4 or 5 times, but they will help you out, and they will show you some of the
when
coolest
they call you a
places you've ever
jagoff,
seen.
just start counting their teeth individually. By the time you're done, they'll be done. I promise you.
They'll be done. And, hey, man, I've gotten lost numerous times in Pittsburgh, and one of the times I got lost, they gave me directions. They ran into their house, came out with a bag of fresh onions that they just pulled out of their garden. So you never know. You never know what you might get from a Yinzer. Just enjoy the town. If you're here, you're gonna have a great time, and they will make sure you have a damn good time.
Unless you're an AFC North team.
Well, that's different. That goes without saying.
Even the bums, Mike, are giving the homeless here in Pittsburgh. I have a real quick story. I don't want to waste everybody's time today. We have a lot to get into, but I was 19 years old, and just got my license a couple years prior, and we decided to take that first drive downtown to go to a Pirate game back at the old Three River Stadium. And we got downtown, and me and 2 buddies, we got out of the car and we started walking. And this homeless fella was like, "Hey, do you have whatever?" And we were like, "No, as you normally would." And you continue on. So me and my buddy were talking, and we were like, "Where's Jay?" We turned back, and he's about 25 feet behind us, walking with the bum. The bum has his arm around Jay's shoulder, and he's handing him an apple. This bum was trying to give my buddy an apple. Again, I don't know what the trade-off was, but I was like, "Bro, come on, dude." And he separated himself. But again, something I'll never forget, just seeing this homeless guy trying to give my friend an apple. But there you go. People in Pittsburgh couldn't be nicer. And again, I think you will enjoy the folks of Pittsburgh if you give them a chance, guys. A lot of people going to be in town, like expecting up to 750,000 people. And again, Derpy is going to be smack dab in the middle of it, live. We're going to have so many things. And again, we're still working on it. I know that Chop's going to be there all 3 days. He's a brave soul.
You know what? I like it. That's dedication. That's beast mode right there.
I know that Derpy's working his way down. We're trying to figure out what we're doing, Mike. We are going to be running a live stream. I know that you're going to be on that due to your work schedule.
Yeah.
You will be on the live stream right here on Thursday night. I know Derpy's going to be down there. And I know that Finch is back in town. I know he previously said he's going to be down there, so I'm still trying to find out what's up with him. I think RB is also going to be involved to some degree with some streaming due to his schedule, guys. But again, the draft just 3 days away, if you can believe that, right here, Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Let's get back on the board. I don't want to leave anybody out today or this week or ever, but let's get back on the board. Somber says this. Holy shit, the Derpster is phasing in and out of reality again. And I was watching his little nerd show last night, and one of the guys even made the comment, they're like, Derpy, why? I think it was even RB.
It was RB.
I think RB popped up, and he's like, Derpy, how do you you look perfect tonight on the show, and when you're on the Two Dum Yinzers, you look like, well, I'll just say like that.
It's because it's the lighting, okay? It's
All right.
the window.
Like, put something over the window, bro.
No,
That's
too much time. We're live now. I can't do it now.
It's always great to see Derpy, but I do want to say this, Mike. You could always say that with a mess up like that, we could call him Derpy Goodell.
Boo!
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 All right. See, this is a lot funner than I thought it was going to be.
I can openly boo Derpy without anyone calling me mean. I'm loving this.
Let's get the Somber on the board all the way from California. I think Somber, if I'm not mistaken, it's Cali, right?
Without booing, I declare the Patriots with another Super Bowl.
He says this. Holy shit, the Derpster's phasing in and out again. Dude, John says this. Dude, afternoon, fellas. It's always great to see dude on the terrible board. Always. I do want to say what's up to Cody. Cody, the troublemaker in the group.
Oh, no.
I'm just playing. Cody says they're saying Broderick had a setback turning left, which he couldn't do anyway. So much to get into. And Cody, you're not the troublemaker, are you? You are on every one of Mike's lists, though.
He is on the enemy list.
I don't know if there's a correlation to this or what, but that I do know. Let's go right here to Cody says this. No, Cody's not a troublemaker. Let's go to his next message. Show us your knockers, Derpy.
Derpy. That's Vanilla Thunder.
I gotta be honest with you. You're not taking enough advantage of taking that shirt off. If I were you, I'd be trying to make a killing with them breasts.
I may do it at the draft.
All right. Hey, tune in. You don't want to miss this stream. You do not want to miss this stream. Derpy's breasts in front of 800,000 people, guys. That's all I got to say.
That's going to be great.
Let's go to Somber. Somber says Broderick should practice NASCAR with the turning left. Tortilla, my man, all the way from Sacramento, California. It's great seeing Tortilla in the house. Tortilla says this, guys, like in Star Trek, Derpy and her guys.
Derpy.
Let's see what else we got going on. Also, Mike does have the link here if you want to switch back and forth between the two formats. Of course, one's vertical, one is horizontal, whichever you prefer. The vertical is growing on me, Mike, like a mold. It is. I hated it at first, but I'm getting used to it, and I'm okay with it now.
Hey, you know what? I'm doing what I can. It's driving traffic to the channel. It's helping us out.
Do it better.
It may drive you crazy. There's something you gotta learn to love it.
Let's go right here to Tortilla. He says this is Cody. If he showed us again, would we even see them this time? His selfie sensors on. Yeah, that's true. Someone even made the point last night on his nerd show that he was an AI. I seen somebody say that. They said, I think the guy on the top right's an AI.
It was It was a Steelers fan as well.
So there you go. He's not AI. I could vouch for that.
We kind of wish he was, but program it a little bit better.
Cody says Wendy's is gross anyway. Tortilla says it's In and Out for me, and they are good about keeping it simple and staying true to what they do best. In and Out is always a good option. Tortilla loves the In and Out all the way out in Cali. Steeler Free John, what's up? Big John Stud, middle name Mud in the house. He says Derpy can take the Beck blind fast food test and max it. Somber says I love Wendy's fries. Yeah, man. I tell you what, Mike, I'm glad it's 420.
Word, brother. Word.
Food just tastes better on 420. I don't know
Ryan's
why.
Got the munchies.
It just does. Cody, it's my preemptive munchies. Cody says this Wendy's is the only place to figure out how to put 400 calories in a sandwich. Tortilla, the Taternator, Mike from Wendy's, the Taternator.
Ooh. No, I don't like the sound of that.
Let's go right here to Somber with a little, yeah, for sure on that, bro. Cody says, let's boo Penn State, Mike. Let's boo Penn State.
Boo!
Boo! Mm. Let's go right here. John says, this Ryan's ma has learned how to make the Wendy's old school chicken now sandwich. Now I wish she would. I wish she would. I cannot believe they changed that. I cannot believe. Listen, if something's the same for 30 years at least, that means there's nothing wrong with it.
Yeah.
Right.
That means it's done well. F off with your pickles. I don't get it. Let's go right here. Cody. Cody says this. Boo Aller sucks. Get him some wham burgers and some French fries. So Drew Aller, Mike.
Boo! We
Knowing the Steelers, that's
Boo that man.
We all know Mendoza has been my guy for years. As a big time Indiana Hoosier fan.
Let's go right here to John, the Steeler freak. He says KFC bucket for $10 tomorrow. Derpy, I did. I heeded the word and I looked into it over the weekend. It's all the dark meat though. I like the breasts and the thighs. But again, $10 for a bucket of chicken. It's something to keep in mind, guys. That is Tuesday. And John, I again took your word over the weekend. I looked at it, and I think I'm going to do it.
Oh, that sounds.
So that's tomorrow. Let's get right here to Corey. Corey Beavers over and Don't Drink That right here on YouTube. He says, "Heyo, just popping in to say, hey, let's go Steelers. I'm finishing up editing right now. Hopefully, I can pop back and afterward, let's build up our trenches and get that wide receiver, baby." That's right, Corey. And I do want to say this about Corey. Corey has a pretty cool podcast right here on YouTube, guys. If you are into conspiracy theories, maybe aliens, what the government's doing behind closed doors, go check out Corey right here on YouTube, guys. The show is called Don't Drink That. It's a conspiracy theory podcast that has plenty of material in so many different it goes in so many different ways. So if you're in that kind of thing like I am, go check out Corey right here on YouTube at Don't Drink That. Let's go to LBCQ. He says this. How about them boys? How about them Cowboys? I don't know. They're the only team in the NFC that hasn't reached the NFC Championship game since 1995. So they're the boys. They are the boys still.
Hey man,
still trying to get to that men's status.
VHS holding up for you.
Still trying to get that men's status. They are the boys. That is how them boys are again. 30 years since the championship game. Not even a Super Bowl. The championship game. Every other team in the NFC has been there since. He asked. Cody says this. You must have missed it. We are getting left tackles now. We're going to get into that so soon. Of course, big stories this morning coming out from our Steelers in a couple regards. We'll get to all that so soon. Let's go to Somber. Somber says players should be getting evaluated for positions as we speak. According to Graham, it really is exciting, and I know that Graham is very excited, and he has a lot of ideas for this defense, and he's looking forward to utilizing all these pieces on the defense that we do have. I'm very excited. There's no guarantee that this means success, but I'm excited to see what this new coaching staff has: offense, defense, special teams, all the way around. Mike, of course. Angelicio not having the play calling responsibilities. This is what head coach Mike McCarthy is going to do. He's going to take that on in his own. So that's going to be interesting as well, especially as Steeler fans. That certainly hasn't been a norm here. So a lot of those things, Mike, a lot of things that we're hearing and learning about, and it just gives you an idea of what it is we're going to be seeing. Defense, we're going to be getting different looks from them. I want to see if they move TJ Watt around a little bit. I want to see what they do with the offense. I want to see a little bit of this West Coast offense. I want to see, guys, a lot is going into this football season, whether you think it's going to be a success, a failure, or something in between. I don't know if there's a Steeler fan that's going to miss a single game this year, Mike. There's just so much riding on this team. And again, we could be rebuilding. We kind of are rebuilding, but we're trying to stay competitive. Yeah. So again, that makes it even more interesting beyond, the initial words.
Yeah, a lot of fans and definitely media pundits today, I've noticed it. Like, well, the Steelers just need a total rebuild. It's like, do you listen to what the owner says? The guy who writes everyone paycheck does not want the team to rebuild ever. He wants them to constantly be competitive. And hey, if we happen to land a stud quarterback that helps us get us to a Super Bowl, that's better. That's awesome. But he never wants to lose, never wants to be uncompetitive. So the Steelers constantly have to have a healthy mix of veterans and young guys. And this is why the moves that we're making, or this is why we're making the moves that we have made. This is why we're drafting the way we draft. And this is why we're kind of waiting to see what Aaron Rodgers wants to do. It's because, hey, we want to be competitive. And if not, okay, how can we be competitive with a young guy? By building trenches and going out and trading or signing for veteran wide receivers and running backs. And this is what we're doing, trying to be that mix of old and young players on the team and just remain competitive and hopefully luck into stuff. Not how I would do it, but that's how the owner wants to do it. And guess what? That's what the coaches and GM have to deal with. And there's going to be interesting to find how this coaching staff works under those parameters. We know how the old coaching staff did it by being conservative. Now, what's the new coaching staff going to do now? Are they going to be less conservative? Or are they being conservative in areas we weren't before, but more aggressive in others? It's an exciting time to be a Steeler fan.
Absolutely. I'm all for whatever they do. Listen, whatever they want to do, I have no bearing on. But at the end of the day, I'm sure I'll be complaining about it if it goes against
exactly.
I hate everything.
No, I'm not queuing that up just because you did that.
You know what? I can't. Like, that was draft day. That was a draft day sound drop. So again,
draft day sound drop for Derek Harmon. Derpy despises Derek Harmon. He thinks he's the worst player on the roster. We should have never drafted him. Derpy, the known Derek Harmon hater.
Derpy.
I do believe that. Let's get back on the board right here where Tortilla Jackson says this. What are the chances we make a move round 2 for a tackle? You know what? I'm not even sure that we're not going to make a move for round 1 and for a tackle. But again, we'll get into that so soon. I'm all for getting round 1, but just thinking different options again, which this morning made that a lot more interesting. We'll just say that. Let's go right here to Cody. Cody says the Browns should be a UFL team. Maybe they would win a game or two. You're being awfully generous. Ty, what's up, Tyrone? He says JPJ is the GOAT, but everybody knows that that's not true. Mike, why?
Because Tyrone's the GOAT.
Tyrone's the GOAT, baby. What's up? Always great seeing Ty in the house on the terrible board, my man. Hope you had a great weekend. Hope you're ready for the big NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh, PA. Don't drink that. Corey says Derpy screen looks like Thing from the Addams Family. Let's go. And you know what? When Finch is here, he has that whole Fester look going on. We could do some kind of. Is that with that's not the same family, is it?
Yeah. Fester and Thing. Yeah.
I always get them and the Munsters mixed up. Let's go right here to Cody. Cody says, Derpy, you going to take the bus over there?
Yes.
He is going to be taking the bus down. Tortilla says, Wendy's nuts. Cody says, it's only cheating if you get caught. Let's go right here to Just Learning. What's up? Always great seeing Just Learning on the terrible board. He says, hello, bros. What's up, man? Always great seeing you, sir. Hope you had a great weekend. Tyrone says, what's going on, Mike? Derpy, Ryan, hey, bro. Always good seeing you, dude. Hanjon Quinn, what's up? Great seeing you back on the terrible board as well. He says, I like one of these two, doesn't matter which, Lone Bernard, Concepcion Rutledge. I don't know. There may be concerns with Concepcion's drops. Many of those were contested. He immediately is a wide receiver 3, kick returner, punt returner. Just learning says this. Rogers works at a Chinese massage parlor that my brother-in-law closed. Let's see right here. I'm not sure. Wife. Rogers' wife. I got you. There it is. Rogers' wife, I think, works at a Chinese. I am not sure if that's what that correlates back to.
Is she real, though? That is the question.
That is the question. Cody says, some people are idiots. Some people are Penn State fans. The world is an imperfect place.
This is very, very true. And, only an idiot would be a Penn State. True super geniuses are fans of the Indiana Hoosiers.
And super geniuses usually turn out to be not so genius. But anyway, that's a whole different conversation anyway.
Hey, you never know.
The self-proclaimed super geniuses are always really smart. I'm just gonna say, let's move on the board though. John Quinn says cheating is cheating. Remorse is the effect of being caught. Tortilla says this. I asked Art Rooney for directions to the nearest bathroom, and he gave me directions to Baltimore. I like it.
Ooh,
I like it. You went over there, maybe dropped the tater. Hand John Quinn, what's the difference? Cheating, but not being caught, cheating, but being caught. I don't know. Ask New England. I guess not winning all your Super Bowls, maybe. Let's go right here to Darth Jar Jar 1. Casey Concepcion is going to lead all rookies in receiving. Calling it here. Hey, we do appreciate that message to Darth Jar Jar 1. Great to see you on the terrible board. Great to have you as we prepare for the NFL draft 2026, guys, right here in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania, in just 3 days. 3 days. 3 days. Tortilla, the difference is a ring. The difference is a ring. Getting back to the cheating questions. And John says, I repeat, cheating is cheating, period. And you know what? Call me a scatterbrain, but what's this going back to? What's this cheating referring to now that I've read that? Like,
is it you cheating on Wendy's with your McDonald's spicy chicken wrap?
Mm.
And that's why the universe did what it did to me.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
See? So it's all my fault there's pickles.
Yes, it is.
Yes.
Let's go right here. Cody says tortilla. I don't know if that's a shot at us or Baltimore. How about Hand John Quinn says ring doesn't change anything. Still cheating. Cody says this. It's only cheating if you get caught. Just learning says I want to cheat at the casinos. I was watching something the other night where it literally showed like how these card counters,
Yep.
you know, the machines, they're constantly watching cards and counting cards. How could you expect to be getting free? It just didn't seem right to me that the machines and all that, they have too much. They have too much. There's no way, you know, there's a reason that everybody loses. One person wins big, gets everybody excited, everybody goes, and everyone loses again. One person is, and they have a system. They definitely have a system. Let's go right here to Tortilla. Tell that to my wife. Tell that to Tortilla's wife. Get that woman on the phone. I got to talk to Tortilla's wife. Let's go to Tyrone. Tyrone says this Jones has set back getting checked out this week. See if he's ready for training camp. Tortilla says this. We draft Ty Simpson and it cuts the Derpy with his shirt off. I don't know if we can top that. Derpy. Of course, the biggest moment of the 2025 calendar year here on the show was the Derpy deer in the headlights look with no shirt. Big surprise for everybody.
I'll do it again. I'll do it again.
No, please don't.
You know, the thing is, there are some people that want to see it. I'm not totally against it. For my own health and safety, I am. But beyond that, let's go right here to scoot up a little bit more. We are going to get into some topics. We promise we won't be too much longer. I don't want to leave anybody out though. Again, Han John Quinn says, "What is the definition? Nothing, and it changes with being caught or not." Cody says pimping, been pimping since pimping. Han John Quinn says this. He says, if the speed limit is 55 and you're doing 70, are you speeding? No. No.
I'm keeping up with the flow of traffic.
I guess in theory. Okay. And I'm just getting Han John Quinn's latest message here. He says his cheating comments are not based on anyone or anything. So with that being said, I'll say no. I'm going to go no with the speed question. Yeah, what's up?
I just want to say something real quick. Derpy. Omar and Mike have just started their pre-draft.
We are. I was going to be the next words out of my mouth, guys. It is 1:00 p.m. This is the pre-draft press conference. Mike Tomlin and Omar Khan. Right now, Mike will keep us on top of everything that comes out of that. If anything that any scoop news. Anything in that regard comes out, Mike will keep us on top of that. We'll be live on it. And that is right now at 1:00. The Omar Khan, Mike Tomlin. I'm sorry, Mike Tomlin, Mike McCarthy press conference, guys. This is the pre-draft press conference going on right now. RB says this. He says, I'm being told Highsmith is trying to be moved to get into position to draft Bernard and still address the left side of the line. We'll get into that real shortly. Tortilla says depends on what state you're in. Depends what state you're in. Also, Just Learning says Lottaburger in New Mexico, green chili cheeseburger. Sounds good. Really good. Cody says, I'm doing a 75 and a 45 right now while I'm texting this message. Cody's got you beat. I don't know. He is texting this message as he's going 75. Keep your eye on the news in Texas. That's all I'm going to say there.
We're going to see the helicopter chase. Like, we know that guy.
Yeah.
Be sure to shout out the two Dum Yinzers when you get arrested.
Yeah, please.
Make that go viral, sir.
The ghetto bird, the whatever, helicopters coming, whatever you can do, get the word out there. I also do want to say there across the bottom of the board, you will see Mike does have the update of everything of importance that is coming out of the Omar Khan, Mike McCarthy press conference, the pre-draft conference today. If you're home and you're by your TV, that is on right now. Let's check out what Han Jung Quinn says. He says, not if the speed limit is 55. That is the speed limit. It is. I mean, that's what they tell you. You know, that's what they enforce on you. But at the end of the day, I don't know. It's all good until I get a ticket. That's kind of where it's at with me. Let's go right here. I'm sorry. Imagine being so pathetic that you watch grown men play with balls like 5-year-olds. You mean just like the rest of the people in the multi-billion-dollar industry in every sport all around the world? Right. Yeah, you're pretty much the one that's retarded, and I guess you just don't get it. But yeah, I'm sorry, 18K. We are literally the only people that watch grown men play with balls, and you're retarded. And that's one of the dopier messages I've seen.
You know, soccer, one of the biggest, most popular sports in the world. Cricket, you know, billions of people watch cricket. Hundreds of millions of people watch the NFL, NBA, hockey, basketball. All is hugely popular in Europe. Baseball, hugely popular in Southeast Asia. I don't want to give this guy anymore. Get the hell out of here.
He gets the point. I'm just saying he's retarded. And if he's not retarded, I challenge to come on and talk with us. That's all. Let's go to Aaron Jade. Aaron Jade says, here we go. Steelers with the Rockets. You know, that's my favorite message, guys. Kicking off this Monday with an Aaron Jade. Here we go, Steelers and the Rockets. Mike, you know I'm ready to roll. Tortilla says this. Tortilla says sometimes it's cheating, sometimes it's bending the rules or finding a loophole. But you know what? So is going 5 miles over the speed limit, Han John. So again, at the end of the day, you know, some of us could say, you know, who doesn't go 5 miles over the speed limit? At the end of the day, it's breaking the law. You know,
breaking the law.
Everybody goes more than. Have you ever met a person that's never went over the speed limit? That's considered breaking the law. So, you know, let's go right here to sometimes it's cheating, sometimes it's bending the rules or finding a loophole. Tortilla says, but I'm not a lawyer. Follow the law. And ultimately, yes, follow the law. Don't listen to me by any means. I'm just somebody on the computer talking about football, talking about washing balls or whatever the hell that guy said. Pay attention to your local laws, please, by all means. Let's go to Cody. Cody says, agreed. Tortilla, you're my new lawyer. Cody is saying also.
Oh, God, you're fucked. Actually, you know what, Cody? Yes, to follow Tortilla's legal advice, please.
Cody, Tortilla says, Your Honor, I call Omar Khan to the stand. Cody says, next time I fail a safety test on purpose, I'm calling you to my defense. Fuck, never mind. You're fired, Cody says. Let's grab a couple more, and then we're going to get into topics here. Dude, cautiously optimistic, and if we're talking about the Steelers, so am I. So am I. Han Jung Quinn says, the act of using dishonesty, fraud, or deception to gain unfair advantage. One of the oldest acts of man in history of man, I think, would be being deceptive. Tortilla says that's what we are doing with Aaron Rodgers right now. Let's go right here to Han John Quinn says, not to mention of rule bending caught or not caught. There's that 5 miles over. Han John Quinn says truth matters. Cody says this, the act of dishonesty is fun. Cody loves it. That's his favorite thing.
Cody's a chaos agent.
RB says this, is it possible to be more conservative at anything than the last staff did?
No, I never say never though.
Tortilla says JPJ is the truth. Han John Quinn says agree here. Tort. Han John Quinn says 2027 picks are going to be hard to come by. And that's what makes me think that there's something's going to play into this from this year into next year, with of course a lot of value coming from next year's draft, according to a lot of teams in the quarterback position. So much stuff that we're going to get into as well. Cheating is why Belichick didn't get into the Hall of Fame. There you go. You know what? Ultimately, he's right. I can't I can't think of another reason why Bill Belichick wouldn't have been put in Hall of Fame.
That's the only reason, and he'll probably get in next year. But yeah, they
They had a
they had to set an example.
I don't
Or
think they're
punish
wrong.
him for a year, and that's what happens.
Maybe a couple years. I'd go a couple years. I'd make him sweat a little bit. Let's go right here to Ty. He says, hit that button, subscribe as well. We appreciate that, sir, as always. Thank you, Ty. Let's go here to Han John Quinn. My cheating comments. Okay, we did get that. Tortilla, me and Cody were being assholes anyway. Be good. You're good, bro. Let's go here to Tyrone Derby. I like your Star Wars shirt, brother.
Appreciate it, Tyrone.
Also, Ty says this. I'm sorry, Han John says this. I have thick skin. I don't take myself serious. Nothing anyone says to me offends me in any way. Cody's asking some questions. In Tyrone, I like what I'm hearing from Mike McCarthy. I am too. There's a lot of positive word coming out from players, people just around the building about the Steelers right now and what they're doing with the team. So I'm very excited about all that. Let me grab Tyrone here real quick. Reporter asked Omar Khan about trading up. He said we will He said too early to say now, but we'll see how the board falls and we will make the call. Guys, welcome back to the show. This is episode 949 of the Two Dum Yinzers. So much to get into today. So much just this morning. Mike, as I'm writing up things for the show last night to kind of get ahead, I thought, you know what? I bet you something happens in the morning, and sure enough, we get a couple stories this morning. It could have been as late as last night, but they were bleeding over into the morning. For starters, I do want to say this, though. If anybody did want Sexy Dexy Lawrence, he is off the table, of course, last week, demanded to be released from the New York Giants. Mike is being picked up by the Cincinnati Bengals on a deal that RB's not he doesn't think that since he made a great deal with to get Dexter Lawrence. Mike, how does this Dexter Lawrence shape things for that Cincinnati defense? Or is this just another case of the Bengals maybe spending too much money on somebody that they're not going to get the results that they want consistently? And also because of getting him and paying him money, you're now not going to be able to give other people money because, again, Dexter Lawrence, what do you think, Mike?
I like Dexter Lawrence. Would love to see him here, but he helps that defense, but that defense has they need
a lot.
They have a lot of holes.
That's what I'm saying. That's a lot of money for a guy that's to be one guy when you need to fix your whole defense.
Yeah, like Miles, Murphy, who they took in 2023, really has not lived up to the billing. He was picked in the first round. He has 8.5 sacks in 3 years. And he's going to play. He plays the end on there. So you adding Lawrence, you hope maybe him being on there will help. And then they added Boye Mafe. But I still think that defense is not that good. I would hold on to that top 10 pick and address my offensive line. That line needs a shit ton of help. I'm looking at their offensive line right now, and it's just, I'm sorry, I don't think it's a good line. And you're sitting there 10th overall. You have an opportunity to lay in some pretty good linemen to help. You might not get Magoya, the number one tackle, but you can get, Fano, who can play inside, outside. Monroe Freeling, if you like him, if you think he can develop, you can have him at tackle. You have Ione you could get to plug in at guard. So many options they would have went that I think would have served that team better than going out and getting Sexy Dexy. If the only reason it would have made sense to get him if you knew your offensive line was set and he was like that missing piece.
They have
that's
way
going to
too
wreck
many
the game
problems to go out and get a Sexy Dexy.
Yeah,
they went out and got a luxury. They need so much work.
And I'm looking at their linebackers right now. They don't excite me either to be like, okay, we get him. He can make plays. These guys behind him can make plays, going to help that secondary out. I just don't see it. To me, it was made no sense for them to get him for a lot of the needs that they have to fill. It would have been better to stay at 10 and get an offensive lineman. That would have been the play. You're not a Dexter Lawrence away from your defense to where this is going to help us get put over the top. It was not a good move. I don't like it at all. I applaud them for doing something that they don't normally do, but this is the time you should have stayed true to the Cincinnati Bengals self. I just don't see it. I don't see it at all.
Let's see. Han John says typical Bungles move. Don't pay a guy who wants to stay. Pay the 19th pick 7 years ago, same amount. Let's I know you're right, Mike. Sexy Dexy again. He just wasn't the move for Cincinnati, but at the end of the day, it's a total Cincinnati move. If that makes sense, and I think that it does. And again, you're gonna have to pay this guy the money that he wants and everything else. And people are talking about a little bit of a decline. They're starting to see. Well, didn't look that as good last year as he has in the past. So again, it plays out, Mike. If it does go to Cincinnati and he does shit the bed, it makes perfect sense at the end of the day. So. Also, I do want to say this, everybody. When you get a chance, make sure you do take a look at Derpy Goodell. Boo that man.
Boo.
As I said, we got to get in the mood. We have to get ready for Roger Goodell. So Derpy, he's going to be our dummy for the week, if you will. And every time we refer to Roger Goodell, it's going to be Derpy Goodell. And we need everybody to boo. Everybody, whether you're at home, in the car, wherever you're at.
Why can't we boo Tater Tart?
What's that, Derpy?
So why can't we boo Tater Tart?
Well, he's not here.
He's not here, and you're here, and you're perfect. You need Boo Derpy. It helped you. It builds character.
Absolutely. That's what I was thinking. It's gonna make you grow. Let's see right here. Derpy says Anthony Richardson requested a trade and isn't at off-season program. Interesting. Let's go to a couple of things here. Again, guys, three big things, I guess, was the stories today. But on top of heading into the draft, of course, the window that was given initially by Rooney, of course, at the quarterback position about Aaron Rodgers. We expect to hear from Aaron by the draft. Guys, now we're 3 days away from the draft, and they're changing their tune. Well, not so much. It's some of the reporters. It's what's his name? Palacerio, and then also somebody else. I do have him written down here, Mike Rappaport.
Yeah.
Rappaport reports that there's no expectation of any decisions before the draft. That was said by Rappaport. And then also I have another one here by Tom Palacerio. Steelers don't expect Aaron Rodgers' decision before the draft. So whenever that changed, I don't know, because as of last week, I'm still seeing the quote of Rooney saying we expect a decision by the draft. Guys, the weekend happens. Now all of a sudden, all these reporters saying it's not looking like it. Don't expect it to happen. So this is where we are right now, guys, with 3 days out until the draft. The story is changing. Something that might at the beginning of off season, this is going to be it's going to be a while, but it's not going to be as long as last year. And then as we got through off season a little bit, you know what it's going to be by? It'll be by the draft. And Mark Caboli's making all these crazy predictions. It's going to be here and it's not then. It's going to be here and it's not then. It's going to be there. So he ended up coming out last week and saying, I think it's going to be sometime in the next couple months. He's going to make a decision. Well, no shit, he's going to make a decision in the next couple months. Come on. But that's what we're dealing with here. Aaron Rodgers, it's not looking as of right now like he is being expected to make his decision in these next 3 days. Mike, I was going to call it Aaron Rodgers watch, but you know what? I'm just going to have to hang up the Aaron Rodgers watch, because as of right now, that doesn't look like it's going to be the case.
It doesn't look like it's going to be the case. And, early reports are that, it's looking like Will Howard is going to be QB1 at this camp coming up. So this could be a sign of hey, this was our plan. If Rodgers does not want to come back or isn't coming back, okay, we're going to treat Will Howard as our starter and keep building the team like we would if, we were trying to either A, find the next franchise guy, or B, we believe Will Howard's going to be the guy. So we're just going to keep doing what our formula is, addressing the O line, addressing the D lines, and looking at the roster of what other positions do we need to strengthen. So I'm looking for tackle, guard, wide receiver, D line, cornerback in this draft. Maybe not in those orders, but that's how it's going to happen. I think they're just going to move about hey, we have a quarterback of the future on our roster. We like some of these guys that are coming out as developmental prospects, so we might grab one in the third, fourth, fifth round. But Will Howard's going to be the guy. This just seems how the process is going to go for the Steelers. But if Aaron decides to come back, cool. We have Aaron Rodgers as our starter, Will Howard as our backup. We'll draft a developmental guy and trade Mason Rudolph. I don't know why this is hard for.
I love the idea.
I don't know why it's hard for the national media to actually see this is what the plan is in place.
Mike, this
I know
was
it
the
doesn't
plan from day one, in my
Yeah.
opinion. Listen, dude. They weren't drafting they weren't bringing in a veteran that wasn't Aaron.
Yeah.
We knew that. So that's, they're just coming back and telling you the obvious shit now in hindsight. But at the end of the day, this was the plan. In my opinion, well, this was what I thought that the plan should be, at least anyway. Like, let me give you this list right here. This was Luke Christensen. He has this list of the worst quarterback rooms in the NFL. Let me read you this list, and then I'll give you my opinion on what I make of this list, guys. Number 10, going from bottom to top. Number 10, the Vikings. The Vikings, of course, after losing Sam Darnold, easily have a pretty bad quarterback room. Like, they are number 10. Number 9, the Saints. Shuck last year looked good and helped the team along a little bit, but as of the 32 teams, they, according to this list, fall 9. Like, the next team, number 8, the Panthers. The Panthers quarterback room. I guess Bryce could be a spark, a ray of hope, but at the end of the day, quarterback room not too tight. Mike, of course, number 7 is the Miami Dolphins after losing Tua, trying to figure out what they're doing down there. Pieces coming, pieces going. We'll see. Number 6, the Tennessee Titans. The Tennessee Titans, of course, they do have their quarterback issues. Number 6 on the list is the Titans. Number 5 on this list of the worst quarterback rooms in the NFL, the Atlanta Falcons. The Atlanta Falcons, boy, they just can't get it together at the quarterback position. They're trying. They draft players. They whatever the deal is, they cannot get it together, Mike. In Atlanta, they drafted a guy. I don't know what happened, but I just know that it's not good down there. Number four, the team that's expected to take Ty Simpson, Mike, now a lot of people speculating, is the Arizona Cardinals. The Arizona Cardinals, Mike, they are believed to have the 4th worst quarterback room in the NFL. Number 3, the New York Jets. I don't know if anybody could disagree with that, Mike. The New York Jets generally have bad everything.
Yeah, that's an understatement.
Number 2, the second worst from the top. The second worst is the Cleveland Browns. The Cleveland Browns, with their disaster of a quarterback room, Dylan Gabriel and Shador Sanders and Deshaun Watson and like 15 other quarterbacks that they're paying. It's just a disaster. However, one team has a worse quarterback room than the Browns and everybody else, Mike. The Pittsburgh Steelers is who this list is saying has the worst quarterback room in the league. And I want to make a point before I do pass this off. Let me see. Vikings, Saints, Panthers, Dolphins, Titans, Falcons. Did any of those teams make the playoffs last year?
No.
The only team that made the playoffs of these 10 teams is the team that they're saying has the worst quarterback room in the league. Do what you want with that. At the end of the day, it's jealousy because of a 42-year-old man was able to come here and advance this team to the playoffs. And then no argument will say, we didn't win in the playoffs. Well, again, he's a 42-year-old quarterback. Your team didn't get in with your guy. But anyway, that's beside the point. Mike, according to this list, worst quarterback rooms in the NFL, Pittsburgh Steelers sit at the tippy top. Do you agree?
No. Because, if assuming, this list was made with Aaron Rodgers in mind, I don't. Even if this was made with just Will Howard and Mason Rudolph, I argue it's better than what Cleveland has right now, and then some of the other teams out there. And even if it is the worst quarterback room, take a look at the weapons around. Take a look at the coach who has taken some pretty bad quarterbacks and made them look like capable NFL starters. I don't agree with this list at all. I would be comfortable getting out there with Will Howard as our starting quarterback. Do I think we would have an epic season? No, but I think it would show a season of growth from him. Or, worst case scenario, like it doesn't work out, we get a better quarterback next year. But I'd be comfortable with him or Mason Rudolph running out there over a handful of teams in the NFL. And I think our skill players will help elevate them. McCarthy will help elevate them. Just the play calling itself will help elevate them. And then you still have a really good defense behind them too. So no, it does not worry me at all if we have quote unquote the worst quarterback room in the NFL.
And you know what? I don't either, because a couple of things. I thought this should be the way that it was. And people say, well, we don't know if Will is. Well, listen, he's there. We could speculate till we're blue in the face about we should get that, we should do this. None of those are guaranteed. The only thing that's guaranteed is we have a Will Howard in the locker room right now, and we are having the bonus mini camp, and he's taking the number 1 reps. So at the end of the day, I think, again, He's your quarterback. He's a quarterback on your team. He's not Mason Rudolph. Get the guy his reps. If he plays, he stinks. We get a draft pick, and we could again that could work to our advantage in next year's draft with a strong quarterback class. If he comes along and blows us away and wins a bunch of games, like Ben Roethlisberger did, or not even to that to that level, but to some degree, you could see and you could look at what he has, his potential, what he could do. If there's things that we could do to change the things he didn't do well and build on the things that he did do well, I think that's best case scenario. So at the end of the day, if Aaron doesn't come back, I think the worst case scenario was playing Aaron Rodgers games. And I like this. I do like Howard. Again, Mike, I think that it just answers questions that we need answered. If Aaron and if Will Howard, in fact, becomes the guy. And yes, RB, I know that he isn't on the roster. I'm just talking about the probability of him being there. We're talking about that quarterback room. Go ahead, Mike.
Yeah, and it sounds like the Steelers are comfortable to run with Will Howard as their quarterback. Mike McCarthy cannot stop talking positively about him. So, man, I think we all need to embrace that Will Howard is going to get a long look this preseason, and if Rodgers doesn't come back, he might have a shot to be the starting quarterback. And it's looking like if Rodgers doesn't come back, it's going to be Howard, Rudolph, and whatever rookie for number 3, which, okay, hey, you know what? That's what the direction the team's going to go. It's not a bad direction to go because you're going to find out, is Will Howard the guy? Is this rookie that we drafted to develop? Are they the guy? If not, okay, we go into a supposed heavy draft in 2027. It answers a lot of questions.
And again, like the new offense, the new coordinators, the new coaches, the offensive mind, the quarterback whisper, all these different things that we're hearing. I guess that would be the best case scenario for the for the Will Howard situation. Be that the way that it goes. If you're going to get the most out of the youngster, maybe the group of men that are put into place to do that now are the correct group to help that along. But again, at the end of the day, with what we have, as RB is saying, Aaron's not on the roster. We're waiting to hear on that. But ultimately, if you have to go beyond that, we do have a guy who's there. And again, this guy was drafted for a reason. And if you feel that you could do something with him, like I think that they do, Mike. A lot of positive words. Of course, they're not going to say much negative, but a lot of positive words from McCarthy and company about what they see from Will Howard. So at the end of the day, I don't hate it. I don't hate it. Let me go right here real quick. Derpy's messaging something about Dexter Lawrence. Apparently, Dexter Lawrence wanted to be traded because he knew
because new head coach.
Because new head coach John Harbaugh. Let's go. Where do we want to go here? Derpy, what's your thoughts on all this Aaron Rodgers and Will Howard? And what's your thoughts?
I'm just tired of waiting for a quarterback. I'm just sitting, around, not being committed to an organization like the Steelers, instantly trying to actually win, regardless of his age. With Will Howard, I think he can be the guy. I mean, his work.
Let me ask you something real quick. Can I stop you? Can I stop you?
Yeah.
If Will Howard was a former Penn State Nittany Lion, would you have confidence that he could get it done?
Yes, because his work ethic.
Okay, go ahead, continue. Lions are ridiculous. I have to ask. Let's jump back on the board here for a few, though. I don't want to leave anybody out. I don't want to get too far behind here. Let me just find close to where we were. We could get some more messages. We do have a lot to get into today, guys. We're going to get into the possibilities now of a Highsmith possible trade, as we'll be taking calls on Alex Highsmith this week and through the draft, apparently, and maybe even Herbig. A lot to go over today, guys. Do stick around. Let's try to get caught up on the messages, though. Don't want to get too far behind. Let's go right here. Ty, no, we got that one already. Got that. Let's see. Tyrone, they moved the first round from 10. We did get that one. Got Bungles. Boo, you stink. I like it. I like all the support on the booing.
Me too. I'm loving it.
And I see Squeege. Squeege popped up on the board as well. It's It's all about it's a gangsta party today, baby. Welcome everybody. Ty says this okay reporter asked about Cook, Spencer, Huffman, said they're confident about the offensive line room. That better be smokescreen. We need some and you know what? That's the other thing, guys. The offensive line. That's the other topic today of interest because we did learn a little bit about Broderick Jones today, so that's coming up as well. Let's go up here to RB, but I think Howard is better than Shedeur Sanders. And you know what that means? That means that Will Howard could be a Pro Bowler.
Pro Bowler, baby.
If Shedeur Sanders could be, Will Howard could definitely be. Ty says this, Mike McCarthy, he wants a wide receiver that is a great route runner. I like that. Exactly what we need. Tyrone says, last message from Omar Khan, trust the process. Mike, wasn't that the last word of our meeting yesterday?
It was trust the process, baby.
It was literally verbatim. That was how we ended our meeting here at the studio. The words were trust the process. Let's scoot along a little bit. Tortilla, Howard, Rudolph, and Green would be tough. And the thing is, I mean, if you go after that other quarterback, I just don't know. I just don't know. There's a lot that goes into this. And again, I hope that the Steeler personnel know what the hell's going on with Aaron to make it more educated pick, I think. Again, we'll get to that because I don't quite know what we're going to do in the first round. Again, even more so after this morning. Let's go to Jamal. What's up, brother? Always great seeing Jamal on the board. Gang, mother FO. He says, what it do, fam? And it's always good, my man. Always good hearing from you. I know that Jamal is ready for the draft down in Texas. Mark Malone. Man, all the greats are coming out today. Mark Malone, I'm getting a strong sense that Beck is the guy.
Oh,
it's the same way that you would get the strong sense that he was staring at you if he was across the room. You get a sense, but you just wouldn't know for sure. There you go.
Oh, my Lord.
There's
face of a franchise right
Yes,
there,
he is.
if I've ever seen one.
For sure.
He's going to be somebody's quarterback, if you can believe that. Let's go right here. What's up, gang? That's Ty. Let's go here. Ty says, Mark, I just knew you was going to say that. Shaking my head. We don't want Sloth Boy. Aller, probably the guy. Being realistic, I hope that that's not the case either. Mark Malone says, I don't know, Tyrone, if that elbow checked out. Let's go here to Squeege. My man Squeege on the terrible board. Always great seeing you. He says the AFC North continues to stockpile S-tier talent. Let's go here to Ty. Ty says this. Yep. If one getting traded has to be high, it has to. I agree. You can't trade the younger guy. It's just stupid. Unless Alex Highsmith was Greg Lloyd, it's illogical to trade
I wish
Herbig.
it was TJ because of his stupid contract, but hey, that's just me.
I know.
You're not wrong, Derpy. You're
I
not
know.
wrong. That would be the way to do it. But when your owner wants him to be a one helmet guy, your GM and coach, their hands are tied. You know, like they can,
right?
You know, say, hey,
this is gonna. I guarantee this conversation is gonna end up with saying Franco Harris ended up with Seattle Seahawks. Go ahead, Mike.
Hey, Franco Harris ended up with Seattle Seahawks. But you know, it's the truth. Like you can't be afraid to move on from guys that were legends for your team. Like this is what like bad teams do. They hold on to guys too long, hoping that they'll continue to keep playing the way they are. Especially when there's signs of regression. I'd rather move on a year or two early than hold on to a guy 2 or 3 years past their prime and miss out on young talent. And that's what's going to happen here. We could potentially, miss out on re-signing Nick Herbig because of the contract of TJ Watt. Because you potentially, with that Watt contract, you got Herbig money in there and you have Joey Porter Jr. money in there. And you probably even have Mount Washington money all in that one contract. And you're kind of screwed because of that massive deal.
RB says this. He says, of course, our RB right here from the show. He says, and will be with us this week. I think tomorrow he'll be in. Also, Thursday, Friday's going to be in quite often this week. Our draft expert on the show. RB says it's not a smokescreen, it's lip service. You can't come out and say we need O-line, not be in position to get any, and come back and tell the guys you admitted you needed to upgrade your own guy. RB says this. Beck looks like Derpy on Ozempic.
Derpy.
Hold on. Let's pull this back up.
Tortilla has the best one though.
No. We're not blowing by this.
Tortilla
Yes.
has the best one.
Yeah,
Look at
this looks like a sunken face Derpy. You're not wrong.
You do kind of, yeah. He's got like the boyish,
he looks like a New York Jet.
He's got the youth look to him. You give Derpy the cock eye.
Whoa! Put a cock on Derpy's eye.
Let's go here.
Go for it, brother.
Han John says we are not trading TJ Highsmith or Herbig.
Somebody's got to go.
See, I mean, the thing at the end of the day, Han John, what do you do? You for one can't afford to keep all three guys,
right?
Because Herbig is going to get a contract, and Highsmith makes decent money, and TJ Watt makes quarterback one money. So at the end of the day, something eventually has to give. So if it would happen in this draft, maybe to help us benefit the team in a way to get the quarterback that we need next year or something in this year's draft. I know Dallas is very interested in putting their hands on anybody that has any sort of name in this league that's on defense. They've been all over talking about wanting Alex Highsmith all along. Dallas is ahead of us in the draft. I think they got 2 first-round drafts or 2-round picks. So, again, it wouldn't surprise me if Dallas would work with us somewhere to get that guy. Mike, they wanted Patrick Queen. They wanted Highsmith. Take our defensive roster and just and throw it out there. That's what Dallas wanted at the end of the day because our defense was so good last year. If you're trying to stop anybody from having a 250-yard game, I wouldn't go from anybody from this defense. Besides the point, again, we'll certainly be keeping our eye on that, Han John. I don't know if I agree or if I disagree, but I just know at some point something has got to give. You're not going to continue to keep these 3 guys for multiple reasons. Herbig deserves to play. He earned a starter's role. He had more sacks than TJ Watt did. So again, and he's going to want his money now. Yeah. So it's just it's not logical to think that these 3 guys are staying. If it could be most beneficial to make a move in this draft to help and maybe again get that franchise quarterback ultimately that you want to get. That might be the move. So again, I'm not saying that you're wrong. I'm not, but I'm just saying it's a possibility now. It is a possibility, and it was made known that it's a possibility. So that also is new news. I think Derpy just had a stroke. What's going on with you, Derpy?
I think Tater Tart is in the building.
Tater Tart is in the. You know what? I've never seen Derpy and Tater Tart in the same place at the same time.
Derpy! Me either. This is history in the making.
This is history in the making. Let's go. Where are we going? We're going to go right here. Tortilla says Beck was definitely on that island. Ty says, I see Highsmith about to get traded for 27. That's what I'm saying.
I want this year pick, but
I want it to help us next year. We need listen. We got to get that franchise QB.
Yeah.
And if we could use that to somehow let's hold on. Not quite Darth. I'll get to you in just a second on that. Let's go. RB says Joey Porter ended up a Dolphin and he did more than Twat did. Squeech says this question, do you know what you're allowed to do when you download the NFL One Pass app for the draft? Will that let me into the main area or no? Derpy, this could be a question for you. Derpy, your expert. Hold on, stop. Your expertise is required. So I want to make it known and show everybody that you are a very on top of it kind of guy. Squeege asks you this, Derpy. Do you know if you're allowed? Do you know what you're allowed to do when you download the NFL One Pass app for the draft? Will that let me into the main area or no? Just trying to prepare. Derpy, you were the one prepared to answer this question.
So that does allow you into a certain area of the draft. It does not allow you to where the main stage is at. Because there is a separate purchase for that. You have to do packages, but yes, it does.
All right, so there you go. Derpy the expert. Derpy, I don't have a reason to boo you. I have to applaud. I applaud your knowledge, Derpy. Nobody here had the correct answer for that besides for you, Squeege. There you go. Derpy knows. Han John says no one is giving us a second for Highsmith. And you know what? Probably not a second, but at the end of the day, I think that Dallas could certainly they want somebody. Ever since Michael Parsons left that defense, Mike and Derpy, it's like they look desperate. They look desperate, and for whatever reason, it seems that they feel the need to have names on that defense. And you know what? Let them play that game. Let him
Here's the
play that game. Let him
right.
see how great Patrick Queen is missing all those tackles.
Here's
Go
the
ahead.
thing about that. I want to get a pick from Dallas, but like I don't want to send anybody over guys because they're so hateful to anybody if they don't perform.
I don't give
Yeah.
a fuck. I don't give a fuck. They're no longer on the team. I don't give a fuck about them, Derpy. They're gone. They
I
can
know.
boo them. They can throw
I
stuff at
know.
them. I don't care. I just want the draft capital that's gonna come back.
That's fair.
Han John says this useless is unless it's the Bungles. Unless it's the Bungles. Ty says, don't doubt it. LOL. One definitely going. One has to, unless you create another position on the football field.
Yeah.
We literally don't have for that particular personnel. It just isn't going to work keeping three.
I like the upside of Highsmith and Herbig more than TJ right now.
It's arguable for sure. Tater Tot says, hey guys from Pittsburgh, I know the Yinzers are all extra handsome and look great, and I know that your city's wonderful and people in Pittsburgh are perfect, and your team is the best team ever. Thank you, Tater Tard.
Thank you. That was
Tater Tart.
well said and thought out. This is why you're the best, man.
Let's go right here to Han John. Come November, then we could talk trading one. Tyrone says, hi Tater. Hi, Tater, the Cleveland Clowns. RB says we need a human centipede. Derpy and Tater.
Oh God.
Derpy,
hey. I'm a Steelers fan, not a Browns fan. I can't.
Where would
Derpy
Derpy be in that centipede? Would he be in the front or the back of Tater?
I can't be around that person. I can't be around that person.
I think he would be the front. I want Derpy to shit in Tater's mouth.
See, I want it the other way around.
Now that you say. I still want Derpy shitting in his mouth because listen, we don't know what Tater Tart looks like. He could be a health nut, Derpy. Who knows what the hell he's shitting? You know what I mean?
This is true. But I kind of like the humiliation of Derpy being shit in his mouth.
I mean, I like that too, but
Derpy.
It's never easy. Let's go right here. Let's go to Darth Jar Jar. He says, wait, are you saying Tater is his burner account? We're not, but there was suspicion at one time. Tater Tart is actually from Ireland, Darth. He's a Cleveland Browns fan from Ireland.
That doesn't make any sense.
Make it make sense. Maybe they have the orange helmets. The Irish people have orange hair. I don't know. I'm still trying to put a piece together myself. Doesn't make much sense, but let's go to Ty. Howard minicamp is quarterback one. That is what's looking like. That is what it is. Going into minicamp, you're 100% right. Will Howard is your number one quarterback. Han John says this, what you do is not trade them before the draft. You do it in November for 2027, second or third. I like the thought process. Somber says throw in a late round pick. It's possible. For sure. Sweet says we got a second for Claypool. Edge rusher is highly sought after, and the way Con works absolutely shouldn't get anything less than a second for high. I hope you guys are right, but once they start, these teams start throwing, seconds. It's hard to pull a second, isn't it, Mike?
Oh. Yeah,
I mean, you've got to be pulling something good to want to give up your second round pick.
You got to be like a young player on a contract that's probably still has 3 years left on it to get a second. Highsmith's a little older, has this year and next year on his contract. Like to get a second out of him, you got to package another pick with him. You're probably going to put like a fourth, fifth, maybe. To get up there to get that second, and then like the way draft picks next year are being valued, man. Like if you want a third round pick next year, you probably have to give up the same capital that you would have to get a second round pick this year. The way people are talking about next year's draft, it's seeming like that those picks are going to cost more. So if a team's offering me a second for Alex Highsmith, I'm running, and I like Alex Highsmith.
Right.
I like to when we drafted.
That's the thing. I don't want Highsmith. We just have to make a move. We're in a position where we have to shit or get off the punt. We have to.
Yeah, looking at how the roster is constructed and how it's going to be constructed in the future. Watt's not going anywhere. One, because of the contract. Two, because Art Rooney wants him here. Okay, that leaves Highsmith or Herbig. You don't trade the younger guy who has the higher upside right now. Yes, I know how important Alex Highsmith is to this defense, But if you want to sign Porter, you want to sign Herbig, you want to sign Mount Washington, you're gonna have to free up money somewhere. And you start with Highsmith, you start with Patrick Queen's contract coming off the books next year, and Cam Hayward's contract potentially coming off the books again. That frees up a lot of money to sign those guys and other people, and then spend in free agency. So you got to make those tough choices, and that's what it is. It's not an easy choice. This is a tough choice to make, but you got to do it. You have to do what's best for the team. And right now, trading Highsmith seems to be the best move for the team. I hate it. I don't like it. I don't love it, but that's just the reality of the situation. I'd love to keep all three, but you just can't.
Darth Jar Jar says this. He says, first time as a Panthers fan, I feel optimistic since 2015. Just got to wait out Bryce one more year and draft a quarterback next year. They're over the midget down there. But here's the thing about the midget, Mike. They won a lot of football games last year and certainly were improved in that division.
They were like I like the way he's been developing year after year after year. If Bryce was another, I don't know, 4 inches taller, he'd be I think he would be so much better. But I kind of get where you're coming from. The touchdown to interception ratio is not the best. The completion percentage isn't the best, but you got to look at the overall talent around him is not that great either. They're still building a team around him. I'd keep building him around, but he's probably going to want a huge contract. And I don't know. I like Bryce Young. He's growing on me. I like the little receiving core they got going on.
The fact that they managed to do what they did last year, I think it should give you reason to be optimistic as a Panther fan. Because again, I
don't see him game in, game out the way he does. So
right.
Yeah, I get where he's probably coming from.
And then right off the top, right, the last message just come up. Dar says this, or Darth Jar Jar says this. I'm sorry. Yeah, but I don't want to overpay for Bryce. A rookie quarterback contract is way better to build your team. And you're not wrong. Yep. So, I trust that you know what you're doing there. Let's scoot up a little bit right here. Tater Tart says, yeah, I love yins, guys. And you know what? Your football team is the best in the world. My football team, the Cleveland Browns, is a joke and shouldn't even be in the league. We couldn't agree more. Tater Tart.
Yeah, this is why he's one of the best commentators on the board.
This is why we keep him around.
Yeah, he blows smoke up our ass, makes us feel good, and is very truthful about his shitty team that he supports.
And he thinks we're handsome.
Like who doesn't?
We're keeping him around for sure. Let's go to right here. Mark Malone. Mark Malone says this. He says we're keeping all 4 this year. Keeping all 4. What are we keeping all 4 of? I'm sorry.
Edge rush. All 4 edges.
All 4. We're going to keep them all 4. Keep all 4, Mark.
You can, but are you going to be able to extend anyone that needs extended?
Exactly. You're going to have to start making that wheels are already turning.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? Let's go to Ty. Ty says, Tater, fix the fish. Fix that fish smell at your stadium. And them fucking bugs, Derpy. What are them bugs up there? I can't forget what they're called. The
mayflies.
The midges. The midges.
Oh, the midges.
Come on. Whose stadium is known for having bugs besides Cleveland? Let's see. There you go. Bang. Derpy. Mark Malone. Throw peaches into that centipede.
Oh.
So I want to see. Hold on. Derpy would be in front of Tater Tard, shitting in Tater Tard's mouth. I want peaches behind Tater Tard eating Tater Tard shit.
Oh, that's yeah. What?
Well, wait a minute.
Peaches might like that though. She's a little freak.
Even though she is a woman, and I tried to make it as bad as I could, she is still Derpy's aunt. Yeah. So even if she's a woman, I guess I don't mind Derpy being the middle, basically. That's what I'm trying to say. Have her be the front, Derpy in the middle,
and Tater last. I like that. Yeah, that works perfectly.
It seems to work out well. Mark Malone could make a triangle. Triangle centipede. Let's go to where are we? Darth.
We've kind of lost the plot at this point, but I'm okay with it.
Darth says this. He says, "No, that makes perfect sense to me." Also follows it up by saying, "I feel like Ireland is treated like the Cleveland Browns by the rest." I do too. The redheaded stepchild, that orange. It just all makes too much sense for me. And nothing against people with orange hair. I'm just saying it's just the vibe I get from the situation. Let's go right here to Tyrone. Tyrone says, best trade ever. Omar fleeced the Bears and got the best corner in the game. And you know what? I don't know if you're lying because who the hell hasn't let up a touchdown in 3 fucking years?
Yeah.
You got an argument there, Ty. Pretty soon, people aren't even going to be able to make an argument with you anymore. So just hang in there, brother. We got this. Hands on. Let me go right here. It says Derp equals Samuel Tarley. Tarley. There you go, Derpy. Squeege says this. I'm going to the draft with Panthers and a Browns fan. LOL, asking the Pittsburgh natives to give them hell. Well, you know what? We could certainly make that happen. And it's awesome that you're making your way down to the draft, Squeege. Depending on what day you go, stop and let us know. We'll certainly have representation down there every day of the draft. Just depending on which days yet, we're still working on the fine tuning. Cody says Tater wears his underwear backwards, nerd. Let me see. Let's go right here. Ty says this and over his head. Backwards and over his head. We are the Edge Masters. Tortilla, Ty. Let me say, what's up, Jamie Carlo? Great to see you back on the board. He says that Tyrone with the cheers. Great seeing Jamie. Squeech says this. I'm a redhead stepchild. Abuse is the only way I feel. And I had friends. Again, nothing against redheaded people, I swear. Tortilla says Sam is badass in the Game of Thrones. Ty, of course, rekindling here on the board. Let's just scoot up right here. Squeech says, where will you guys at in the NFL draft? You know what? That's a great question because I was talking, Bill from Duquesne Pilsner got in touch with me last night, and I got to ask him exactly where because we were in Gold Lot 2. That's where they tailgate. But if you see the way that it's set up, Mike, the way they have the stage set up, we would literally be his Gold Draft 2 spot that we tailgate at. It's like right in the middle of where everything is. So I don't know if he's going to be there or not. So we'll have to give you more detail as the week goes on, Squeege. To exactly where at this point, we don't know. We're still kind of scrambling at the last moment, trying to put everything together, but certainly try to get that information as the week goes. And Darth Jar Jar says, what do the Steelers, what pick do the Steelers have? The Steelers have 21.
Yep.
But let's get into a couple of things here, Mike, because some of these questions are going to all kind of play into one another. First, let me talk about this real quick. Alex Highsmith and Herbig. We just talked about that. Steelers expected to trade. Listen to trade offers for Alex Smith and Herbig, Mike, and Derpy during NFL draft weekend. So again, is it going to happen? Who knows? Is it a possibility? Yes, it is a possibility. And again, something at some point has to happen with edge rushers, outside linebackers, if you will. So that is something that we'll certainly be paying attention to. Here's the other big scoop, guys. You've seen it been coming up on the board here throughout the show. We didn't really delve into it yet. Broderick Jones, Mike, being examined this week after suffering that injury last year with the neck. He had a setback, apparently. And they're saying, Mike, that now they're not sure if he's going to be available for the training camp, if he's going to be available for the regular season even. So this makes things very interesting. How is that, you say? Well, now you have to really reassess how you're handling your first 3 picks in the draft. Again, that was a question. We knew that the left tackle was going to be an issue, but now that it's more of an issue than we thought, Derpy. We thought that things was coming along fine with Broderick. How does this injury, this news this morning, Mike, about Broderick Jones having a setback, how does that affect the way the Steelers handle rounds 1, 2, and 3? I mean, again, we have 5 picks in those top 100, but at the end of the day, how does this, this news about Broderick Jones, does it change anything that you're looking? Because again, Mike, you got 5 picks where you could get some pretty good players. I think that's going to make a on this team. So again, how does that affect, Mike, this news about Broderick Jones, or does it even affect anything at all?
It may affect their draft plans in a way where, okay, we're going to take a look more at the tackles who have tackle guard flexibility. People like Spencer Fano, he played tackle in college, but his arm length, his height, and all that, it's the way he plays and his pass protection. You want to see him maybe more as inside as guard. Same thing later on in the draft with in first round, maybe if you want to go that route as well. Max Ianker, he played tackle in college, projects more as a guard too, but can also play tackle. So if you want to trade up, you could probably trade up, get Fano, play him, inside or outside. Can trade back, get more picks, get someone like Ianker, or you can stay where you are, figure out who's there. Okay, do we want to go if we're at 21 and Vega's there, take him, then figure out, okay, maybe take a guard, or excuse me, a tackle in the third round. Like, so one of those guys and put them at right tackle, move Fatano out the left, or do you want to go two tackles? Fatano was also projected by a lot of teams to play guard, move him into guard. So there's ways they can go. There's a lot of different movement, and it all depends. Like, how much do they like Dylan Cook at left tackle? That's the thing right there. If you like Dylan Cook at left tackle, okay, then you just start looking at, okay, we just want someone who can play guard, or we take one of those tackles and kick him into guard because we think Dylan Cook's a better tackle prospect than those guys. So they can move up, they can move down. So they are draft multiple guys and move Fatano around. I'm okay with moving Fatano around. I think he has the athletic ability. I think he has the intelligence for it, to where he's not going to be confused about the way his body has to move, flip flopping around. I'd love to take Vega, move him, take Vega, put him at guard, move Fatano over, and draft another tackle in like the second or third rounds, and have them be your right tackle.
You know, it'd be so shitty. Listen, I mean, and that sounds like the ideal. On paper, it sounds good.
Yeah.
What if we switched it around? Fatano goes to the left side and just totally shits the bed, forgets how to play left tackle, and ends up being worse off than Broderick Jones was over there. Again, that's just the thing about life. You just never know. But
you just never know. But yeah, they have. There's a lot of guys that they can still choose from, or if they want to, keep Dylan Cook there, draft a guard in the first round, then you take a developmental tackle later in the draft.
Absolutely. Let's do go back and stick on the board here for a second, Mike. Squeege, he says, I'll do my best to shout out to two dumb. Yeah, man, we appreciate that.
Hell yeah, brother.
And again, we'll keep you posted, man. It'll be awesome. We'll have a beer if we all run into one another. Make your way to the Duquesne Pilsner setup, Mike, and everybody, because again, beer, there's going to be Duquesne Pilsner for all. So do swing by. Hope to see you there. Squeege says 21st, I do believe, follows it up by saying this. Do you guys want to keep all the third round pick? I mean, not necessarily. I mean, it would be nice to get 5 picks in the top 100, first 99, I'm sorry. But at the end of the day, that is a little bit of a luxury as well. And if you do need to use a third, you have multiple. I mean, what is it? Three third round picks. So again, you could, use that to your whatever suits you. And then maybe, you could get through the first 2 rounds, say, you know what, we can use this as a trade because we got this. Now we don't necessarily need to do that. So it's, again, draft is such a as it comes thing. And it's like with these people that's been doing mock drafts for 2.5 months. I never got the joy of that. I know that people love it. And again, I have nothing against people that do. I think it's fascinating that people can get into the point where they can actually sit there. And to me, it's in my head, I'm like, okay, well, I made this pick and I want this guy, but if this guy don't work, then that kind of F's up my draft. And it just throws me off. I don't know. I don't know what my issues are, but at the end of the day, I'm fascinated by people that do that with these mock drafts. I think it's cool. I think it's cool.
Yeah, I do it a lot too, to want to like learn the players in the draft, learn other teams' needs, and just kill some time. But I use it for a tool to figure out who the hell these guys are.
Tyrone says, Ryan, let me tell you why Highsmith is the odd man out. He's 29 last year and always has groin. With that groin, I mean, and it's this weird injury that you won't hear about until it happens. And then you're like, oh, there's that nagging groin again. He's had this groin injury for 4 years now. You know what I'm saying? So again, at the end of the day, he kind of does fall in the category. But on the other hand, TJ's contract certainly is a whole different story, but it doesn't seem like he's going to move. So let's save our breaths. He says this injury now, Herbig 24, almost had the same amount of sacks and played much lower snaps and will be cheaper. Absolutely. And I agree with you, Ty. I think that Highsmith would be the one to move at this point. Again, only because I know that they're not going to move TJ. If I thought it was a possibility, I'd have a different opinion. But knowing what I know, I think that Highsmith is the move that makes sense. Alex Smith, Cody's saying. Also, Squeege, agree. Highsmith has been very productive, but also injury prone and aging. I'd like to move on, get some draft capital, and go with Herbig. I think that's ultimately the move, Mike.
I do too. And, like I said, I don't want to see any of these guys go because we need them. But the reality of the situation is if you want to keep other players around, you're going to have to move Highsmith to free up some space. Same thing could be said for Patrick Queen, but with Patrick Queen, you don't have the depth in the linebacker room right now that we do at the outside linebacker. So you got to pick your poison of either. I would, if we could just move one, I'd rather it be Queen, but the reality is it's unfortunately going to be Highsmith. It better not be Herbig, unless his contract demands are so high to where it doesn't make sense. Then you better hope if they do trade him, you get an offer back that is like off the charts, because you trying to explain away why you traded away one of the premier young pass rushers in the game. That's going to be a tough sell.
Wouldn't it be tough, especially after trading away one of the best wide receivers in the game just last year?
Yeah, at least with Pickens, you can point to look at the buffoonery and tomfoolery stuff he's done. Look at how much we fined him the first couple years he's been here, where Herbig has been nothing, or has been the complete opposite of.
Well, I mean,
the guy who's been here.
You got to put in a consideration he's a rusher, not a wide receiver, because the wide receiver that we brought in punched a fan in the head. So again,
but you know what I mean, though. It's you're trying to just those two players, what DK did, but with Pickens and Herbig, it's an easier sell of why you had to do it. But just don't let it be Herbig unless a team is dumb enough to offer you a first round pick. Then you go to pause and think.
That's not going to happen.
Yeah, I know. I'm just that would be the only way I would trade him.
Expected to listen to trade offers for Highsmith and Herbig during the draft weekend is the headline. Mike, I want to go back to Broderick Jones for a minute. I have the headline that I was looking for here last time. Broderick Jones will be examined this week after suffering a setback from the season-ending injury. A test will help determine his availability for training camp and the start of the season. I think that was in a nutshell what I was trying to say. Yeah. So again, that's what's going on. The scoop with Highsmith. The information that he is going to be on the block. I mean, he could possibly be traded. We get that information. Broderick Jones with the setback. How does that change things? We get this information. We also get the information that Aaron Rodgers, we're not expecting him all of a sudden. I think the real ones knew what was going on, and everybody else was kind of just being coaxed along as far as the national media goes, because they followed every single thing that was said by this person, that person, and none of those things came true yet. But again, Mike, we still have 3 days between now and draft day. You can't rule it out. Listen, if he comes and makes an announcement one way or the other, I'll be thrilled just because we'll know. But beyond that, I thought Aaron said it wasn't going to be like it was last year, or somebody said it wasn't going to be like it was last year. And here we are, Mike. If you get through this draft, you're already heading into May without having that announcement yet.
Yeah, and it sucks as a fan not knowing what's going on. All you can do is trust what they're saying of, hey, we're in constant communication. We know what's going on. But the way they draft might tip their hand as to what they really know.
I agree.
If you see a quarterback picked in the 3rd round, I'm going to lean heavily towards Aaron Rodgers is not coming back. And then unless, it's going to be, hey, we redrafted him because we know Rodgers is coming back and we're going to jettison Mason Rudolph.
And then I'm looking here, Mike. This was said, Rooney confirms the Steelers won't draft a first-round quarterback, which, again, I think that's, for one, common sense, for 2, smart, right. For 3. Mike, I read an article this morning that says anybody outside of Mendoza or Ty Simpson isn't worth in the first round. Mike, is there any reason that we should draft Ty Simpson in the first round? Now, again, my thought process on it. We had this conversation a gazillion times this offseason. Is there anything about Ty Simpson? And if there is, what is it? And if there isn't, why not? Ty Simpson is or is not a first-round quarterback. Again, Rooney announced that we're not going to be making – he says probably not. But all in all, it doesn't look like we're going to be picking a quarterback in the first round, which, again, we shouldn't be touching a quarterback in the first round with a 100-foot pole. what makes Ty Simpson, or what makes him not a first round pick?
I just what we've been talking about the whole process with him. Like you look at him against the better teams that he has faced, he's disappeared, has not played well. I just don't like anything about his game. There's nothing there that excites me when I watch him play to where like, oh my god, I have to have this guy on my roster. We got to get him in the first round. Let's go bang. Let's bang the drum for him. Let's trade up, get him. There's nothing there. I don't want him. I want this team to continue to build the offensive line, flesh out that receiver room, and run with Will Howard, run with the developmental quarterback, and see if those guys are the answer. If not, you get your guy in 2027. Or, if one of these guys on the roster turns out to be the guy, you keep building that roster. I think Ty Simpson, it makes no sense in the first round. If he would somehow fall to the third round, roll the dice on him. Fuck it. Develop him. See if there's something in there. But first, second round, no, I just don't like him. And it's one of those things. You see a player play, and you just go, I just don't like him. I don't think he's going to be good. It's one of those things that's hard to articulate because you're just seeing it. It's like no, I just don't think he's going to be the guy in the NFL, and I'm not going to waste the first round pick on someone who I don't think is going to be the guy.
Mike, is anybody else going to take a chance on him in the first round?
I can see the Jets with their second pick, maybe.
What about Arizona?
Arizona picks 34. So if he starts falling down, maybe they try and flip that to come back in like the low 20s, or they wait to see if he's going to be their day 2 first pick.
They really aren't in a good position right now with quarterbacks. Arizona.
No.
I mean, Kyler Murray going to Minnesota. What's their move? I don't even.
Jacoby Brissett asking for more money.
Right.
And he wants more money, and they're not going to give him money. So he might be their guy. If he's sitting there at 34, you might have to take him. And I don't know any other quarterback needy team that would trade back into the first round for him. I don't see it. I think the Jets or Arizona trading back in. Maybe the Rams for a developmental quarterback. You get your guy, let him sit for a year or two behind Stafford. Kind of like how Green Bay used to get guys in the first round and let them sit for a few years. Maybe the Rams, like a long shot, would be an outside dark horse.
Let me ask you this. Now, of course, we were talking about the offensive line. We were talking about a little bit of everything today: quarterbacks, the edge rushers. Let me ask you, Mike, what is the bigger need between these two positions? I've heard we needed this. I heard we need this. What is the bigger need right now in this draft, Mike? Would it be safety or would it be inside linebacker?
Oh, fuck. Damn.
Let's say that they plan on grabbing a safety and a linebacker in these next 2 rounds. Just would you want the better safety or the better inside linebacker if you're trying to make that decision on who you go first? If I go this round, I'm going to get the better of this. If I get the better of this, which one is a bigger need for us?
I want to say safety. I know, like the 250 yards against Buffalo, the run defense being only middle of the pack argument makes a whole hell of a lot of sense. But Malik Harrison, Patrick Queen, Holcomb Wilson, that's a nice little foursome. Brisker being your only real safety on this team because Darnell Savage with that whole contract situation, Deshaun Elliott coming back with the knee, and then Jalen Ramsey just being a chess piece moved around. I think safety is more important right now because even if it's only Ramsey and Brisker with Deshaun Elliott being injured, there's no depth there. Where at least at middle linebacker, you can argue there's 4 capable NFL players there. Where safety, I think you're really thin at safety.
And the thing about safety, over time people tend to stay thin at the safety position. But again, some of the aging players and some of the injuries that we've had in the past, it's not a bad idea to pay extra attention, Mike, to that safety
Yeah.
spot. But
Like,
again, I just they kind of feel interchangeable to me. They
yeah,
feel the same
yeah.
in the way that we need what it is that we need.
Like I was going to say, I could be swayed the other way easily. Like because just looking at them too, like oh my god, we can upgrade on Holcomb, we can upgrade on Malik Harrison. Let's do it. But if we can upgrade on the Darnell Savage, if he ever signs, yeah. If we can upgrade on Fidel Castro back there, yeah, let's go ahead and do it. Like I wouldn't be opposed to this team taking a linebacker and a safety. I think that would be the smart move, taking one in the third, one in the fourth round.
And you would go with the safety in the third and the linebacker in the fourth.
Right now, yeah, safety third, linebacker fourth. Or if there's a better linebacker there, and you think the safety class is deeper, I think the safety class is deeper. You can go linebacker than safety.
Let me see. We got some more stuff we're gonna get into, but let me get back on the board. I don't want to get behind, guys. Let's jump back on here for a bit. Let's see. Get a second for high. Where we at? Cody. I think Cody's 8:15. I think you have to listen. Okay, let's go right here, RB. I think you have to listen to second for Herbig to Cody. Someone will give him the bag. Han John says soft tissue injuries for the most can be reduced with proper hydration. You know what? Yeah, you know what's so crazy? Now they have all the nutritionists and dietitians and everybody that the millionaires have in their lives. It's crazy how they have all these soft tissue injuries when hydration is the answer. All you need to do is put water in these guys. You're getting paid a lot of money to do the dietitian, nutrition, all that stuff. Can't you just get some water in these gentlemen?
Gatorade, H2O. We need fucking Adam Sandler out there keeping these boys hydrated.
RB, Tyrone says, RB, you can get a second for Highsmith. Let's go right here, Mike, to Cody. Cody says, pass rushers make that bag. Highsmith, Ty says. Ty also says, Omar says the lemon visit, was amazing. Squeed says this. I called the Pickens situation the day he was drafted. His college tape was enough for me. Dude's unbelievably talented, but I also is a mental case that shows his ass on almost every snap. Yeah. Mark Malone, he says Simpson does not have that look in his eye. There's a certain look Mark Malone is looking for in the eye of his quarterback. I know that.
And he does not have it.
Ty Tortilla says thank you. Ty Thunder. Tortilla says Vanilla Slim. RB Simpson has no elite traits, is what RB is saying. And you know what? Maybe I think that in a roundabout way, that's what you were trying to say, Mike.
Yeah.
Without saying those words, is he just you don't look at him and think, oh, I got to have some of that.
Yeah, exactly. That's just how I feel about him. I hope he does well in the NFL. I just don't see it.
Yeah, doesn't matter to me if he does well or not. If he fails, I'm just as fine.
Right? You're like, fuck him.
My life moves on. Tortilla says Vanilla Simpson. RB says Arizona trades 3 to Dallas for 12 and 20. That'd be interesting. RB says Dallas takes Styles, Arizona takes Vega, then Simpson. That's interesting. Squeed says it'll never happen, but I'd love Brissett to be our backup quarterback. He's not bad. I mean, as a backup, that's yeah.
And he put up some really good numbers on a shitty team last year.
Yeah, he did. He's effective out there. I mean, again, he's not. I don't know if he's going to win any Super Bowls, but again, Cody says, yeah, good.
I was going to say, as a stopgap quarterback, you can do a whole hell of a lot worse.
Absolutely. Cody says this: the Bengals are ass backwards. They ass backwards team. They let the Henderson go to the Ravens, then trade the 10th pick for a guy that got 1.5 sacks last year, and they have to pay him. Bengals are the Bengals. Again, does any of these moves that the Bengals and the Browns ever make surprise you? Do they?
No.
Tortilla, he says Steeler fans hate Ty Simpson more than bad drivers. Let's go right here. Cody says teams in our division are a joke. Half of them are. I could agree with that. Somers says we have no idea what the secondary will look like. So it's hard to say what we need. Believe me, that's my outlook on the whole draft thing, Somber. With the with the mock drafts, it's difficult for me to do that for whatever reason. Again, once my thought gets fucked up, it's like, well, this isn't what I want. So anyway, you're right. We don't know what we have. We're gonna have to wait and see. Somber says that true, or Ty says that true. Somber Cody, linebacker and the real linebacker, a big guy that could stop the run. What about the comments that our linebackers are too small in the middle, Mike? We just got to a time where linebackers aren't built like Levon Kirkland or Ray Lewis or guys like this anymore. They're all smaller, faster guys who are expected to cover and do a lot of things. Which I think that Levon Kirkland did just fine at his weight. I think he'd be better than most of the linebackers today. Mike, what's your take on the comments about we just have our linebackers are just too small in the middle, and maybe this is why we're giving up 250-yard running games?
Yeah, because the whole philosophy is get lighter in the middle so they can cover the tight ends, cover the middle of the field, the receivers that are there. Because it's passing league, people aren't running the ball anymore. But you see that like teams that have an effective offensive line and running game, they feast against linebacking cores that are small and tiny, and our front has been able to eat up blocks to allow the small fast guys to fly around and make plays. So if you want to go little at your linebacking core, you better hope your front three are just eating up block after block after block, and we're not doing that because we're running a lot of hybrid fronts, a lot of nickel fronts with only two down linemen in the edge rusher, so teams will be able to run against that, because we're trying to we got to have everything set up against the pass, but also stop the run at the same time. Like, you can't do that. You kind of got to pick your poison. So maybe get some bigger, beefier linebackers that can be thumpers. You don't need everyone to be able to cover the pass. You don't need everyone to be able to cover the run. You can have a nice mix of one guy who can do it all, one guy who's great against the pass, one guy who's great against the run, and rotate them in and have a good front against you too. And that's what we need to get back to.
Cody says our tiny linebackers get ran over all the time. He follows it up by saying we also need a kick returner who's fearless, no more running to the sideline every time they catch the ball. Cough, cough. Calvin Austin III. Ty says facts. Cody needs the green dot. Also, Ty says Cody actually talking sense today. You okay? I'm starting to wonder if this is even Cody.
And did he get hit in the head? Blink twice, Cody. Are you okay?
Couple more things, Mike. Do you want to go offense or do you want to go defense with the next topic?
Let's stick with the defensive side of the ball.
Defensive side of the ball, Mike. This is a strong group of cornerbacks. The group excites. Defensive coordinator Patrick Graham talking about this group of quarterbacks, Mike. He goes on to say Brandon Eccles stood out the most so far to him. He impressed most. Mike, let's talk about those corners.
I love our two starting outsides with Porter and Dean. I think that's a nice, good 1-2 punch. Then you got your hidden gem in there, Asante Samuel. He was a starter for 3 or 4 years until the neck injury happened to him. He can make plays all over the field. That's a good move right there. And that Eccles, like you said, that he's an under the radar nickel guy.
Sure is.
I still think we look to address the cornerback position because Samuels is only signed for 1 year. Dean's a little older. But I like it.
I'll be like we have 12 picks, but I mean, at some point, at what point do you think that we would actually realistically be able to work on that cornerback position of anybody that would even be valued to even possibly make this team? Yeah, go ahead.
I was gonna say, a guy I've been looking at a lot is Malik Muhammad out of Texas, I believe. I've been looking at him around like the 3rd round. I think he can be a pretty good player. I think he'd fit in well with what we're trying to do. There's some other guys I know the Steelers have looked at, like, oh God, I forget. Everett from Georgia, he could be there in the 3rd round, like 3rd, 4th round for like Everett and Muhammad. I think that's where they might address it, the draft. I know some people want Stukes out of Arizona in the 2nd round. I think he's too old. He's coming in at 25 years old. That's when you start to worry about. I think that's too old, but there's guys they can address in the.
It's so much older than that youthful 24.
Exactly. I know, right? But it's just like a 25-year-old rookie kind of scares me. because
Ah,
how much are they going to prove? But if you get
hey, if
4
they're no
good
good, you
years
get
out
rid
of
of them
them,
in 3 or 4 years. To me, that's
if you
not
get
a
four,
big
if you
thing.
get a good 4 year run out of them and they produce at a high level, it's okay. But I like the younger guys to develop,
Yeah.
But they can go corner in like third, fourth round.
And we get young guys. We don't let them play for a couple seasons anyway. So
A
what's the
new
difference?
coaching staff, new coaching staff.
Roman Wilson, roster spot. Nothing is locked. Nothing is locked up for Roman Wilson on this Pittsburgh Steelers roster. Was latest reported, Mike. Roman Wilson, nothing is a lock with him right now. Please explain to me, I'm a one-eyed retard. What the hell is going on with Roman Wilson, Mike?
I wish I could, to be honest with you, because I don't know. We see what happens when you get the ball in his hand. He made plays last year. Yeah, he had that dumb play. Whatever, it happens to everyone. I don't know. I don't know why he cannot stay on the field when we had no one at wide receiver.
I mean, it isn't like we went to Michigan and said, "Find me the guy that doesn't know how to do anything. Let's draft him, and
Right?
we'll go from there." This dude was a good football player. The guy was on a
Yeah.
national championship football team. He went to Michigan, one of the better football schools in the country. The guy literally went from one extreme to the other extreme, like it seemed like almost overnight. Because again, winning champions draft, all of a sudden now you ain't seeing the field. Okay, he's a rookie, injury, whatever. The case of the matter is, Mike. Now he's going into his third season, and he has legitimately not had any opportunity. And right now, this report's saying Roman Wilson's roster spot is not a lock. Mike, what's the chances Roman doesn't make this squad? And again, I don't know if there's a person alive that could give me an answer what's going on with this guy.
If we draft 2 receivers, it's precarious his position on this team. If we draft one, he has a good shot of sticking around. He might have to beat out like an undrafted guy, but if we draft 2 in the top 5 rounds, I think he's a stretch to make the team. Because, like you said, in college, go back and watch his tape. This guy was a really good route runner. Get the ball in his hands, he can make plays. He was tough, and he comes into the pros and can't see the field for like 2 years. Finally gets an opportunity, and then he fucks up and can't get back out there. I don't know what's going on with this kid, because you can see he has talent. Like there's reports, him staying after practice but not going to the Aaron Rodgers stuff. Is it that? Is he can't he grasp the playbook? I don't know what it was. Was it Arthur Smith not liking him? Was it Mike Tomlin not liking him because he's not living up to potential that they thought they had? You don't know, but you hope that coming in with a fresh slate, he can show the talent that he has and allow this coaching staff to find a role for him, because I still think there's a role for him. I want us to get another bigger body receiver and have him be the smaller precision route running guy and get the ball in his hands, because I think he can make plays in the NFL. We saw it.
Let me go right here, Mike.
Frustrating.
What Somber says. Let's address this. He says Roman was Tomlin's guy. Arthur Smith didn't like him, and Smith and Rooney were in cahoots. And again, I don't know. I heard a million different things, and again, every time I hear something and then bring it up, it's changed, and it's like, oh, you're crazy. They don't. He knows how to read. He knows how to have a playboy. He knows how, and just all those. What is it then? Don't tell me what it is, what it isn't. Tell me what it is.
Yeah.
We could speculate for days what it might not be, but for crying out loud, the guy's going to be in his third freaking year, and again, it's kind of weird. It's just weird, unless whatever it is, if it's something that we don't know, I don't know.
I don't either. It's frustrating, but we'll find out come training camp how he's used. And I think the draft is going to be telling for him. I know we're not talking about, but Caleb Johnson, if we draft running back, I think he's in a tenuous spot. And if we draft 2 wide receivers, Roman Wilson better lock in, because I don't think he's going to be a lock. Yeah, the slate's wiped clean, but you're not this coaching staff's first choice.
Let's go right here to Ty. Ty says, Cody actually talking sense today. You okay? We're going to go right after that. Tortilla says this. Cody knows more about balls than a bell of danger.
Ooh.
Also, Somber says, Cody hit the on switch on his football brain because the draft is near. I could buy that. I could buy that. Somber says, Eccles is good against good, not good against great. Point taken on that. And that's the thing.
That's
I mean, if
fair.
being the what he is, I think that's all that you could ask for, really. I mean, let's go right here to RB. He says Prize Talk Washington. I know everybody likes that name there. Also, Mike Sommer, he says this, talking about Muhammad, just as you were. He says Muhammad is like a mini rookie JPJ handsy, but tough as nails and fast. RB says to Cario Davis from Washington as well. Tyrone says, yep, and I like I said, Somber JPJ will get him right. Squeege says, hopefully we can see some progress with the offense under the all-new staff. And again, that's the big hope. Because people will say, well, you have a lot of pieces in place. Yeah, you made some moves this year, some differences, but again, there's a lot of pieces in place. It's still the same team. So I want to get that's one of the things that I can't wait to get a look at, Mike, is the new offense, the way we run it, the way we use different people, different positions, different schemes, different things like that we have in the past. So very, very exciting. A lot of different things, Mike, that are going to be going down this year for our Steelers. Sobler, we did get that one. Of course, talking about Roman being Tomlin's guy. Let me scoot right here to Squeege again. Squeege has nothing going to get better if the defense keeps getting gassed and put back on the field before commercial's over. Absolutely. And that's just the nature of that's just a realization of having, if you have a good football team or not. If you could get off the field on defense and stay on the field and move the chains on offense, those are signs of good teams. So again, let's see if the transformation was a big enough difference this year. We'll see. Mark Malone says, yeah, I don't get it with that with the Roman. Tortilla says this Roman was with Aaron's fake wife. Maybe that's what it is. Let's go right here to Corey at Don't Drink That. He says at Squeege, they stopped getting gassed if they stopped letting old guys play 85% of the snaps when they aren't even producing out there. We're giving them all the money on the team. All right, let's go here. Somber says this: Roman and Tomlin had a long talk at the Senior Bowl, and he wasn't brought in for a 30 visit. It's fishy to say the least. That is interesting. I didn't know that about the he wasn't even brought in. Cody says this is not Cody. This is Batman.
I'm Batman.
Right here, RB Sommer's right about Wilson being Tomlin's guy. Tomlin wanted to take Wilson where we took Zach Frazier. Weedle vetoed out. That is interesting. Tomlin wanted to take Wilson. Oh man, can you imagine?
Oof.
And we needed a center like yesterday.
We needed a center for like 3 drafts in a row.
Ty said, yeah, we did. Ty says it was either that or nasty Nate Herbig. And he didn't even make the team after.
Yeah.
Tyrone says, well, keep this Batman switch on. As we are just 3 days away from the NFL draft, guys. Cody says, I like the special teams coordinator. I'd run through the wall for that guy. Tyrone says, I'm glad we didn't take Roman at the time. LOL. Frazier, top 3 center. No, we needed to talk. And that was the right move. Getting our center of the future.
Mm-hmm.
It was greatly important.
Oh, yeah. Like 3 drafts in a row, I watched like Creed Humphreys, Tyler Limbaugh go away. I'm like, if we let Zach Frazier or at the time I was like Frazier, JPJ, Jackson Powers Johnson, like if we didn't get one of those 2 guys in this draft, I was going to freak out.
Yeah, we almost had a chance to get JPJ again this offseason. I mean, it's only been a couple years since we got Frazier. He's already out there on the market, so we might have made the right move.
We lucked out. Or he just got drafted to a shitty team out in Vegas.
Which is very possible. Let's go right here. Ty says, I'm sorry, we got Ty. Cody, NFL messed up paying pass rushers so much no one wants to play inside. Hey, you're right. How has that become the superstar position in the league? It's never been that way. And even when guys like Lawrence Taylor, as great as they were, you didn't really ever overvalue that position, the outside linebacker. But now, man, it's a whole different beast with that edge rusher if you will, has turned into, Mike.
Uh, yeah, it's crazy how it's become like a quote unquote premier position, but like who was the Chiefs edge rusher when they won all those Super Bowls? Who was the Eagles edge rusher when they won the Super Bowl? So it's crazy that that is like the premier position now on the defensive side. It's nuts.
Kenneth, it's always great seeing Kenneth Jones on the terrible board, my man. Hope you had a great weekend. I hope you were ready for the NFL draft. Again, just 3 days away from the big draft right here in Pittsburgh, PA, guys. Everybody's excited about it. Kenneth, I'm great. Always glad to see you. Tyrone says, Weedle, I trust with draft. For sure, he does a great job. I have no reason to dislike Weedle or Omar Khan. As a matter of fact, I'm very on the Weedle and Khan boat, Mike. Again, maybe there's some things they could do better. There's some things that we complain about. There's some things that they could do worse. But at the end of the day, living through the first 45 years of my life being a Steeler fan, just not really being able to pull that trigger, Mike, pull in big players, pull in big names. You constantly see people moving around the league, going to this team. This big name receiver goes here. When did you ever in your life think that you would see a day when the Pittsburgh Steelers would bring in an offseason DK Metcalf and Jalen Ramsey, and the whole way down the list, all the way through this year as well, Mike, the names that we continue to bring in, Michael Pittman. So again, I like what the GM and what Andy Weidel are doing behind the scenes. I have no complaints at this point. Still, Mike, early in the tenure of the Omar Khan being GM, but to this point, I'm still content. I like the fact that they're aggressive. I like the fact that they're fleecing people. I like the fact they're pulling shit over people's eyes. These are things that I think that need to be done to be to be successful. Mike, you got to be a shrewd businessman, and that's what these people are. They're good businessmen, and so far I'm content.
Yeah, I am too. I've liked the moves we've made more often than not. Not every move is going to work. Show me a GM in any sport where everything they touch is turned to gold. It's not going to happen. And we've had more winners than losers on our moves, and I'm okay with that. Because like I said, they're in a predicament where the owner wants to win, but also wants to reshape the roster, and that's really, really hard to do. Remain competitive and build on the fly. Not many people can do it, and it's a hard road to take. And it's easy if you have a smart front office to tear it down and rebuild it back successfully, which is what they probably should have done. Allow these guys to start fresh when you hired them. But this is the parameters that they have, and I think they're operating well within it.
I'm looking at RB's latest comment right now. He's saying that Odell Beckham Jr. right now is at the New York Giants for a physical as we speak. So there you go. The Giants maybe looking to rehash some old times with OBJ.
That's nuts.
Talking about receivers, Mike, I'm going to get into this. Michael Pittman Jr. Let's see. Michael Pittman Jr. says this. I went in there nervous to meet the people whenever he came here to talk about becoming a Steeler, Mike. He says, I went in there nervous on the first day. And he came out. He says, I had the best day ever. He says, I feel right at home. I'm, for a couple reasons, really excited about Michael Pittman Jr. being on the team. For one, we haven't had a wide receiver 2 on this team in 3 seasons.
Yeah.
So at this point, that's very exciting for me. The fact that he's a productive player, a good number 2, somebody good to play opposite side of DK Metcalf, very excited about that as well. Mike, it seems like as of right now, and again, you always hear the positive from guys when they first come to town.
Yeah.
But at the end of the day, this seems like it's going to be a guy that people in Pittsburgh are going to like. And if Michael Pittman loves football the way that a lot of these guys do, coming to Pittsburgh is a joy to play because, again, it's all about football in Western Pennsylvania.
Oh, yeah. There's no fluff. No, whatever you want to say. It's all about football. And the Steelers are all about football. Western PA is all about football. And Michael Pittman, you watch him play. This dude loves football. He's a physical player, not afraid to take a hit.
So I'm comparing him to Hines Ward, Mike, in that manner.
Yeah, he's not afraid to put his body on the line, not afraid to throw the blocks. Steelers fans are going to love him. I think we kind of already do, especially fans who've been paying attention. We've played the Colts, 3 years in a row?
Yeah.
Watch him play. He's a fun guy, big-bodied receiver, fits the McCarthy system. I love that addition when we got him. And for a 6th round pick, get the fuck out of here. Like that is nuts. Not really someone like his level. You probably pay a little bit more for him for that. Got what DK for a second. That was a premium pick. If you go off that scale, you would think Pittman would have been at least a 4th or a 3rd as well. But my God, this was a steal. I think he's going to be a great addition. And having him, DK Metcalf's going to help out whoever the quarterback is back there. This team, man, this receiver core, the tight ends, the running backs, it's going to make any young quarterback's job so much easier. Excuse me.
Corey, don't drink that, says that Cody. I'm Palm Beach Pete. I'm not Jeffrey Epstein. We just look alike every conceivable way, and I didn't exist before, but I'm not that Epstein guy. Go check out Corey at Don't Drink That. Cody says this. She said Omar is the draft guy. Kenneth Jones says Broderick's career. It might be. It might be. Just last week we were hopeful that maybe Broderick could come back and we could get a look at him and take a look at Dylan Cook and go from there. But again, this may change the dynamic of the first couple rounds. You're thinking left side of the offensive line. You're thinking wide receiver. I think they're going offensive line with the first pick anyway. But again, you need a guard. And obviously now with the Broderick Jones news, you very well might need that tackle as well. So very interested to see this, guys. But you know what? We're not going to have to wait a real long time. No more speculation here in after 72 hours or so, because we're just 3 days away from the NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh. A lot of these questions are going to be answered, Mike. We're going to have every player that's going to be on our team this time next week, moving forward into the, through this offseason as we get all of our free agency players. We have our new coaching staff aboard. We are going to have our new players from the draft, guys. So all these questions are going to be answered, and then we're watching OTAs, we're watching camps, we're just waiting for those preseason games to see the black and the gold back out on that football field. It's going to be here, Mike. It'll be here soon before you know it, because again, we are literally halfway between the playoff loss in the beginning of the go time. So we made it this far. I think we might make it.
I think so too. I think we have this in the bag. We got this, boys. We can make it. It's right around the corner. Stay tough.
It's this. Yeah, we got this.
I can't wait for fucking Thursday to get here.
Cody says Omar Khan just does the contracts and he blows it all the time. Han John says draft Concepcion in the first. We kill 2 birds, 1 stone. Punt returner, kick returner, and then Rutledge. Tortilla says he didn't blow it this year. He says, let's go here to Cody. Nobody blew it with TJ and again with DK. Summer says I'm on the Weedle too. I'm on the Weedle too. Happy 420. Happy 420 to you, my friend. Hope you enjoy it and stay safe. Tortilla, he says I'm smoking that Rashard Mendenhall pack right now. You as well, Tortilla. I hope that you have a great day out in Cali, man. Where you can't. I'm sure it's like that every day in California. It's been that way for a long, long time. I can't imagine it will be any different now. Cody says this. How many games George Pickens has been? How many games George Pickens been suspended? 0. Is that true? Interesting, because our guy was suspended for 2 that we kept because we didn't want the guy that we thought was going to get suspended.
Yeah.
Do what you want with that. RB, he did say that we got that Odell Beckham at the Giants for a physical as we speak. Thank you always for the up-to-date information, RB. Tortilla says Roman has been suspended 0 games too. Tortilla says this. He says, I work at IPM, pest management, tech at a cannabis cultivation center. That's awesome. That's awesome. Let me tell you why. Listen, I'm going to tell you why I hate 420. That's right. I said it. Boo me. Boo this man.
Boo this man.
Boo this man. Hold on. I got to find it. There it is. And I'm going to tell you why I hate 420. For the same reason I hate St. Patrick's Day. I hate the day that has to rally the troops to drink beer or rally the troops to smoke weed. What are you doing with the other 364 days of your life? Damn it. I don't know. I just
get your shit together, people.
I don't like the mainstream days like that where, it's like, oh, it's St. Patrick's. We all have to drink. You're an adult. You can drink anytime you want. What are you talking about? That's why I hate 420. I mean, I like the idea. I mean, it's a cool concept, but at the end of the day, ain't you smoking anyway?
Exactly. You know, priorities, people, get your shit together.
Yeah, and it started with me with the Irish and the St. Patrick's Day. It's like, why you get downtown, everyone's dressed in green, they got big stupid things sticking off their heads, and what are you doing with yourself? Just drink every day. What's the problem? I don't need a reason. I don't need a reason. Cody says this: give DK 150 million to get suspended for 2 games and almost screw up our season, and have him come back and drop wide open passes. Cody, you're not wrong.
How many playoff games did George Pickens help us win?
The same amount as DK helped us win. Tortilla, that's Cody's fault. That's Kabuli's fault, not Con. Cody says, nerd. Ty says, we'll see this year, Cody, with McCarthy. Let's scoot up here just a hair. Right here. Tortilla nerds found out the world is round. That's what they say. Squeech says, what are some must visit? Oh, bro. Dude, they got a lot going on right now. They opened, listen, they have this really cool football town in the Cayman Science Center. It's a really cool thing, just talking about Western PA and the history of the football here we got. And I was telling Mike yesterday, we have the high school that has the most Hall of Famers in the NFL with Aliquippa. Our college football team has the second most Hall of Famers in the country. That's Pitt, only behind Notre Dame. And our pro team has the most Super Bowl championships. There's so much history. And again, once you start seeing all these people, you're like, oh my God, they're from here. He's from here. Wow, he's from here. Go check out the football story at the Cayman Science Center. It's highly touted. A lot of people keep talking about this. They're going to run it the whole way through the draft. Make your way over there. That's pretty close by. Again, with a bazillion people, who knows what is going to be convenient and what isn't going to be. But they are having all kind of things. There's all kind of interactive stuff at the point. They want people to get over there to the point and hang out. There's so much stuff going on downtown, on the North Shore, at the point. And like I said, it's almost going to be like, I don't know if it's going to be fun, Mike, because again, there's just so many people in such a small. Listen, I'm all for a lot of people. You go to a big city, you have a lot of people. At the end of the day, it's a lot of people for our size city.
Yeah.
That's a lot of people for the size of Pittsburgh. And again, it's going to be difficult to move around. On top of, Mike, they're closing the second or third wave of roads today in Pittsburgh.
Yeah.
They have 4,000 of the stadium parking lots got eliminated from the stage, in the setup alone. So take 4,000 parking lots out of it right off the top. And then they're doing 3 waves of closing roads down in Pittsburgh. I don't even know how this is going to be. Mike, these people are coming in from out of town.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough one, especially if you're not familiar with the area.
Oh boy! Oh boy! Oh boy! That's all I gotta say. We'll complain about it all week, I think, but there's a lot of cool stuff. I just, again, I wish you all the luck in the world with everything down there. Cody says this Omar screwed up Pickens DK thing. Bum. Handjohn says this. I do not use the product in any way, shape, or form. Hey, I have no judgment one way or the other if you do or not. Let's go right here. Cody says nerds sing karaoke with tortas. Tyrone says Cody turned off the switch. He said his football switch is turned off. Tortilla, apparently no one wanted Pickens at the time. I don't know. I don't know. He says, somber, serious question. How much longer do you think Boswell has in him? His contract is through the end of 2026, and Aubrey just got a big bag, of course.
Yeah.
I don't know. That's a good question. At what point does Chris Boswell become too old? Is it we're just watching based on performance and kind of go from there? Or are we going to make a call and say, well, he's getting up there. Let's make a move at the kicker position.
I like Boz, but he was only 84% last year. Granted, he did miss 2 from 39 and 40, 1 from 40 to 49, and 3 from 50 plus. But my God, 84%. You want to see that a whole hell of a lot higher. Yeah, he was kicking further out. He is getting older. He is getting along in the tooth. He's 35. It might be time to, just let his contract expire. Let him kick this year and find someone else. Because how many kickers are kicking well into their late 30s, early 40s?
Cody says, but everyone wanted DK. Listen, we didn't have any wide receivers. I wanted to do whatever the hell we could get at the time.
Yeah.
And then it all caught us by surprise. Everybody was excited about the DKGP connection. I mean, everybody was, and everybody was just as surprised when they heard it was the trade was happening. I do want to say hello to Georgianne. She says, Ryan, Vanilla Thunder, how you doing? Great seeing you, Georgianne. I hope that you had a great weekend, and I hope that you're ready, because here in just 3 days, the Pittsburgh PA will be hosting the NFL draft. It's going to be staged for the world, a stage for the world to be watching, Mike, here in just 3 days.
So close, baby.
It's going to do wonderful. Our city's beautiful, and I think people are going to enjoy it. Let's go right here. Tyrone says Ball has 3 years. Tortilla says, I think Balls will retire after he becomes the Steelers' all-time leading scorer, in my opinion. Possibly. Somber says, yeah, because GP fights players, not fans. Only different. Yeah. Hey. Jamal, I think Jamal is booing me. Jamal's booing me from before. Him and Aaron, they were booing me, which I asked for. So you know what? I have no hard feelings there. Let's scoot up here to Somber. You in here for some marijuana? Of course.
That's you ever suck dick for marijuana?
This man. That was the line that I was trying to smooth over, but Mike, you just
of all the things we have said on this show, I'm getting pushed back for that one.
Yes,
because
what? Danny Tanner was a weirdo. I don't know. Say what you want about Danny Tanner, but
you know what? I always get called out for inappropriate comments. No matter where I am, but mine are always tame compared to everyone else's. But mine get called out.
Tortilla says Ryan will say drink every day, then give Mike shit later.
Tortilla, this is why you are number one on the friends list. Always, you're up there in permanent marker, my friend.
Come on, that's game ball. I mean, who?
I think you always have.
Who knows me better? Who knows me better?
I'm just gonna say, me drinking every day has caused me to lose 10 pounds. The past month. That's throwing it out there.
That's what he keeps telling me. Somber says marijuana is not a drug. I used to. There it is, Mike. I used to suck dick for coke. This is the line, of course.
There we go.
Danny Tanner. It was the first time seeing that in the movie Half Baked, of course. Shocked a lot of people because he was Danny Tanner.
Yeah.
Let's go right here. Cody says because that's because Mike is a Penn State fan. Mike be better. Tyrone, I'm ready for this draft. Yeah, me too, dude. I'm so glad that we're down to just 3 days. I really am. Somber says sensory overload for the absolutely. And you know what? I've always heard this, guys. And again, we make the point to tell you that the Pittsburgh that isn't here is a small, big city. It's one of the smaller, big cities. And you always see people like I brought up the point last week, Mike, about people in New York. When you see all these people down at Times Square and you see the gazillions of people, and then you hear New Yorkers talk about it, it's not them. They're not downtown with all this mess. They're being at home, avoiding the mess and the mad people. And again, I think we're going to kind of get a taste of that, Mike, because there's going to be a lot of Pittsburghers who aren't going to dare touch anywhere in the vicinity of the draft, Mike, because again, 800,000 people in that particular amount of space is going to be something to see.
Yeah, I'm if I lived in the heart of downtown Pittsburgh or worked, I'd be taking a vacation.
So, yes, sensory overload for the locals.
Yep.
Ty says, my buddy at work, a Bengals fan, said the Giants finessed us.
Finessed?
Yeah, you know the Giants. You got to watch out for them guys. Ty says, you pay boss. He saved our ass so many times. I agree. At the end of the day, I think kickers should be making more money anyway. Yes, they only come out and kick so many times a day, but you know what? How many times a day does TJ Watt do what he gets paid big bucks for? You know?
It like everyone says, oh, kicker's such an easy job. And oh fuck, man, we need to make a 60-yard field goal. Oh shit. I don't know if our guy gets it. Then he drills it, and he's the greatest player of all time.
And all the work that every single one of those 52 other players did all game has gone to vain because you, the kicker, couldn't do the one simple job.
Yeah, it's a high pressure like position. You got to think about it. It's not a physically demanding job, but the pressure mentally you're under. Because like you said, I fuck up one time, I screw over the entire team. A quarterback can fuck up 3 or 4 times a game, and the defense can bail them out, and they throw a touchdown at the end of the game. Oh my God, they're the hero. You miss one field goal, and you're packing your bags.
Ty says least 2-year deal. They will pay him. Sommer says I feel like Boswell would just say, guys, I'm done. I don't think you'd have to give him the boot. It's possible. Whenever that time comes, of course, Sommer says, concludes. Let's go right here. Ty agrees with that. Cody says Omar Khan will probably give Boswell a 3-year, $180 million contract. Cody,
that is voidable after the first 6 months.
There's that switch again, Cody, and the switch. And Squeed says, is there an area you could suggest? Give me 1 sec to park at. I'm okay with walking decent distance. Don't want to be buried in the city traffic. Listen, I'm gonna break it down to you in a way. Park somewhere else and take the bus in. That's what we're doing. That's what the people of the show are doing. Because once you get downtown, let me explain. They shut down 4,000 parking spots around the stadium for the setup of this stage. 4,000. So already you've taken 4,000 parking spots away from what usually does well for the 60,000 crowd that's there for a Steeler game, 58,000. So then you take 4,000 parking spots away. They're not closing down one main street. They're not closing down 2. Like 3 waves of street closings for this particular week is going down. 3. You're going to end up walking no matter what you do. And if you do want to get anywhere close and you can possibly make that happen, it's going to cost a lot of money. At least, I'm seeing $300 parking. That's just one of the prices I've seen. I just know there's people going to be out to rape you, as in any city, in any situation, trying to take advantage of people. So again, my best suggestion, Squeege, and this is kind of where we're at. And this is where we're at. We're going to probably meet in Moon Township, park our cars, and ride the bus from Moon Township to downtown. Because you're not going to want to, it's going to be extremely difficult to navigate downtown with the way things are going to be. I think they want most people to take public transportation. They're giving free T rides, free Mon Incline rides. But from the bus pass downtown from Moon Township, I think is like $4, Chop was saying. And then like the last one at the end of the night's like 1 o'clock in the morning. So all you have to do is make sure you're back up to catch that bus by 1 o'clock a.m. So you could spend the day, but it's everything that anybody could give you as far as advice is uncharted water, Squeege, because we've never had this situation. This is the biggest event ever in Pittsburgh. And as I said, in between the Point, the North Shore, and into downtown, they're going to take 800,000 people and put them there. And I always make the statement that says 60,000 people fills up that area. When you have a Steeler game, 60,000 people fills up the North Shore. 60,000 people really packs in the house. That's turning into 800,000. Minus 4,000 parking spots. Add 3 closed roads. I'm just saying you may be better off, just up by the airport, somewhere Moon Township. Park your car, get on a bus, and have them ride you downtown. It might be the easiest. And I know that's not the most ideal situation. People like to have control, but you might lose your mind.
Yeah.
And again, this isn't off of experience. This is just off of me looking at the numbers and saying, I can't even believe that they're going to be able to pull this off at the end of the day. As I said, minus 4,000 parking spots near the stadium. So if you are going to be parking, it's going to be from downtown more than likely, and you're more than likely going to be walking, which a lot of people are. But again, it's going to be a headache. And that is one thing that Pittsburghers right now are certainly talking about, is this headache, that all the inconveniences it's going to bring. But at the end of the day, it is the NFL draft. You want to do what you want to get. want to do what you want to do to get there and have fun and enjoy it because you never know if it's coming back. But they did say, Mike, if it goes well, the NFL does plan to bring us back before next 10 years. We're talking about 8 to 10 years. So we will see.
We'll see. But yeah, it's going to, best advice, find one of the places that's doing the public transportation and go there.
That's my best advice. And listen, that's not my favorite advice. I don't want to say that because I'm an independent person and I like to get my vehicle and I like to go where I need to go and do what I got to do. But the public transportation seems like the best route for the draft. I'm just going to leave it there. Do whatever you want with that. Let me jump on a couple more of these messages, Mike. Well, Cron will probably give him. Got that. Got that. Somber example, Tyler Loop, of course. Great example, Tyler Loop over there in Baltimore. Missing the field goal. Ty says, I'm getting this question right today. Get ahead of minus 40 club. What up, man? Always great seeing Get Ahead in the house. Get Ahead. It says, good day, two smart Yinzers. The last 2 times I went to Pittsburgh for a Steeler game, there was only one mob operated taxi cab company allowed to operate near the stadium. Again, for this week, everything is off the tables. I don't know what the plans are. I mean, there's FBI down there. They're shutting the rivers down. They're shutting roadways down. It's going to be messy. It's going to be messy. But again, all in all, a beautiful city. I hope everybody gets to enjoy themselves. But it's probably, again, guys, that's a lot of people. Just keep that in mind and plan accordingly, guys. That's all
because Pittsburgh is it's a beautiful town, beautiful city, but it's very compact where everything is. You got to don't forget, man. There's 3 rivers you have to navigate across.
And Mike, and another thing, they're closing the river, so you can't even take the gateway. You can't do it.
It's going to be a tough one navigating around, but I think once you're down there, the people they're going to make sure everyone's having a great time. And Yinzers are going to make sure everyone has.
Once you get inside, you're going to be fine. It's just all the headaches
there might be tough, and they got a lot of fun stuff planned. But yeah, it's just getting there. It's going to be a hassle.
And here's another thing, and I don't want to do this because I don't want to be the party pooper, but also just be aware of your surroundings. I know that the FBI is saying that big events like this are opportunities for kidnappings and shit like that. So whatever the case is, whoever you're with, that's what's important. Just be aware of your surroundings, especially if you have kids with you or whatever. It's gonna be a lot of folks, people. Let me go right here. Tortilla, get on a bus and what? I don't know what you do on the bus.
But I do know the wheels go round and round.
That's true. Get Ahead. It says, I remember how to walk 10 miles to my motel in a snowstorm.
I'll be back in 5 minutes. Sorry.
In 10 minutes, 10 miles, that's no easy walk. It takes 15 minutes to walk 1 mile. Somber says uphill both ways. Squeed says, as a country boy, I can't stand cities, LOL. And again, that's what it's just going to be. It's such an unknown because we don't know. The biggest stuff we've had, big things we have here are Steeler games. Again, that's 60,000 people. And just think of the difference between 60,000 and 750,000 people. Get Ahead has said there was no cabs available. And again, guys, I think they're hoping that a lot of people do. I don't think people have any other choices. I don't think people have any other choice. I think a lot of people are going to be downtown. A lot of people are going to be walking. And as I said, I bet that the further parking lots are probably going to be pretty expensive as well. Again, they're throwing numbers out there. I don't know where and to where in coordinates where that is with the stadium, where those particular garages are, but I'm reading some lots are going to be $300. That's a parking spot. So again, at the end of the day, I'm not trying to discourage. We're excited. We're talking up this draft, getting ready for the draft. But at the end of the day, there's going to be a lot of headaches. Just keep in mind that it's probably not going to be the fun walk in the park as you are just at the draft. That's a lot of people in a small area. I think that's the point that I'm trying to convey here. Is it's a lot of people in a not so huge area. And again, the rivers keep us limited. What are you going to do? So again, then Derpy, that's what he's doing. He's catching the bus. He's taking a ride down over the hill from Moon Township downtown. That's probably going to be my route too. And as a matter of fact, I know that Choppy's taking that route. He's meeting up in Moon Township, taking the bus down. So that seems to be the way a lot of people are going. So I hope that helps, Squeege. I hope I didn't worry you. I hope I didn't scare you, but it's probably going to be a lot of headaches. Unfortunately. Let's go right here. Mark Malone says the only way I'd go in there is by boat or dirt bike. And like I said, the FBI's here. They're closing everything down. They're trying to keep everybody safe. Somber, if you live in the area, sign up for Uber or Lyft. You'll make a kill. You ain't shitting. A lot of people also, Somber, they're putting their houses up for rent. The Airbnbs. People are making a killing. $1,000 a night, whatever. I don't know what they are, but I know that people are paying. They want to get into town. You know what? And right now, everything is at a minimum. People are going to pay a mint. They will. They will pay. They will pay. Mike, rent out your bedroom to like 8 strangers.
I will. Well, pack them in like sardines.
Let's go right here. Is John. John, the Steeler Freak, says this marathon podcast, baby. We do got all kind of things planned this week. We will be live streaming here for the night 1 on Thursday night. Mike will be here for sure. Between here and the draft for me. Derpy, I think, is going to be there first or second day. Chop will be there all 3 days. Finch might make it down either day 2 or day 3, depending on his schedule. So again, we'll keep you updated as the week goes on, but we will be live streaming from right here in the studio for night 1 on Thursday night. Mike will be 100% be here. Get ahead of says, I do have to give credit to the police in Pittsburgh. They allow fans to do anything in their tailgate parties. It was the most absolutely. And that's the thing. That's one thing that just worries me. I don't know if this is going to be, it's not going to be like a regular tailgate. Because think of how jam-packed the parking lots when you're talking about all the parties going on in the parking lot. Now again, add 700,000 people on top of that. That's my only concern. The tailgate parties in Pittsburgh are amazing. I've never had more fun in my life. But at the end of the day, it's the amount of people. It's going to be the headache. Again, going from the 60,000 that you've seen, add 700,000 on top of that. Let's do a move right here to Somber Lift. Oops. John says this, they will tell boss to sign or they will bring back the field goal kicker quarterback trick play again. And finally, Cody says country boys can survive. Let me grab these last couple, Mike, and then I'm going to swing it back to you right here. Ty says, I can't wait till JPJ finally break the bank and get ahead of says, yeah, that's going to be crazy. And getting, and the thing I would love to be able to help and give you great advice and tell you where to go to save money and save you from walking. I can't. I wish that I could for multiple reasons. Again, this is uncharted water for us. And for 2, just looking at the numbers alone is a logistical nightmare, in my opinion. But again, I don't discourage everybody. Please come to our city. It's beautiful. You'll love it. But just know that that's what's to expect. Mike, why don't you tell everybody what they expect to hear when you tell them about the website?
Head on over to Dumyinzers.com. We got all your draft needs taken care of over there. We got mock draft Monday. I'm going to have a slew of mock drafts posted up later today. Stuff I've been working on all morning, just like different scenarios. This guy traded, that guy traded. Stuff what we can do. So check that out. We got all around and nice social media links over there. We got links to the merch store. You can check out all of our funny little t-shirts. Check it out at Dumyinzers.com.
Right here. Handron says, how much to parachute? You know what? That might be one of your better bets. Is the parachute or skydive or whatever the hell. Daddy Goodell in town. No funky business is what Tortilla is saying. Mike, of course. Yinzers and non-Yinzers alike. Got to make sure you're loud. Got to make sure you boo Roger Goodell. Of course, that's the tradition at the draft. Let's get into this question of the day, Mike. Put on your thinking hat. Everybody as well, put on your thinking helmet. Guys, we're going to, Mike, we're down to just the last few days for these draft trivia questions. Today is no different. 3 days from the NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh, PA, Western Pennsylvania. Here is your draft question of the day. Which college football team has the Steelers drafted more players from than any other college in team history? Let me read that again. Which college football team has the Steelers drafted from the most in team history? Is the question. Take a
Wow.
minute to think that over. We're live 5 days a week right here, Monday through Friday, 11:30 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. every day right here on the Tube.
On Tube.
Let's go to Get Ahead. He says, get AB to bring you in on his air balloon like he did in Oakland. Also, John says this, Ryan will have a panic attack. I'm having a panic attack just thinking about the crowd. On TV, no way his rap titled ass can handle the drunk mob. I can handle the drunk mob. Just that's a very, very large drunk mob. So probably in essence, you are correct. Cody says not Penn State. And Mike, what is your thought process as Tortilla agrees? He says Penn State. Mike, what is your thought process?
So we've had a decent amount of guys from Penn State, but I don't think it's that high up there. Man, there's a lot of places to choose from. We've USC, Penn State, Ohio State. I think we have guys from Pitt, WVU. Man, it has to be one of the big schools. I'm going to go, I hate to say this, but I'm going to go with Ohio State.
Ohio State. Is this your final answer?
Final answer.
All right, so I'm going to lock you in on Ohio State, Mike, for a final answer. You're locked in. Get ahead of minus 40 club says University of Georgia. Penn State, a couple of people saying, take some time, guy, or take a few moments. Think about it. Take a guess. Take a shot. Throw it up on the board. Let's see how close we can get Cody. Cody is also guessing Georgia as well. John, the Steeler Freak says, I read Wendy's plans to give away for one last time the original chicken sandwich for free. All you can eat. Better not be playing with my emotions, man. Let's go right here to Ty. He says, what was the question? The question of the day is this, Ty. Which college football team has the Steelers drafted the most from in team history at the draft? Oh, that'd be sweet, man, at the draft. Take another moment or so. Go ahead and take your guesses. Throw them up there if you think that you might know. Even if you don't know, throw it up, see what you got. I'm seeing Rashard Mendenhall, State University, Tortilla. I think I'm leaning toward that being the correct answer. Georgia, Penn State, Ohio State. Ty is saying a lot of different answers on the board. Cody, Bill Clinton. Cody is he turned his football switch off. That's all right. Guys, one more time. Question of the day. Which college football team has the Steelers drafted from the most in team history? Just take another second. We will get that answer out there, guys. What else do we have going on? We do have a lot going on. This is draft week, guys. Draft week 2026 here in Pittsburgh. Pittsburgh this week. A lot of people coming into town, Mike. Mike, you did say Ohio State. Let's get to it. Question of the day. Which college football team has the Steelers drafted from the most in team history? Well, I'll say this. It was 46 times that this team got drafted from by the Steelers. The team that drafted from the Steelers drafted from the most in the team's history 46 times is, in fact, the Pitt Panthers. The Pitt Panthers was the most. Number two, 36 times, Notre Dame. Number 3, 27 times, Penn State.
Damn.
And number 4, 3 teams tied with 24. They are Florida, Purdue, and Ohio State.
Bam.
So Pitt, 46 times players have been drafted from Pitt from the Steelers. Notre Dame, 36 players. Penn State, 27 players. And then Ohio State, Florida, Purdue, all 24 players drafted all time. So there you go, Mike. Tyrone says, damn, Hanjun said, well, Penn State was in there. They were certainly in the top 4. So can't complain. But the answer today, Pitt, 46 players overall. Tyrone says, just got off about the drive. Still listening. Great show, you bastards, as always. 2 motherfucking days. That's right, baby. Hey, it's all good, my man. And just stay safe while you're driving. Get Ahead of says this should be been 47, but they blew out with. Yeah, you ain't kidding. And it could have been more Super Bowls too, and certainly in the 80s had that been the case. Let's see, Mike. What do we got going on? A lot of things going on. I can't even begin to describe how much is going on, especially if you love your sports and you are a love your black and gold. One sport, two sports, three sports, all of the sports here in Western PA, Mike. But tonight, the Pittsburgh Penguins, they get an opportunity to get back at those hated Philadelphia Flyers, the hated rival from across the state, tonight in Game 2 of the Stanley Cup playoffs, first round. Mike, the Penguins trying to get back and tie the series as Philadelphia wins it 3-2 on Saturday night, giving them the 1-0 edge tonight's game against Philly.
Yeah, hopefully we can get off the snide. You tie this up, go into Philly, tied up. I don't want to go on the road down to 0-2. It's not a good spot to be. Man, buckle up, boys. Play your game. Don't get sucked into what the Flyers want you to do.
It's not a must win, but it is a must win.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's as important as any game tonight, because as you said, you don't want to head to Philadelphia being down 0-2, which we generally play well, and Sid plays immaculate. At the end of the day, it's the present. What if this doesn't happen? What if it doesn't happen? The history means nothing. Let's get this win tonight, because again, Mike, it's not necessary, but it's going to be a big win to get if you can get it.
Yeah, because if you 0-2, man, that's a deficit you don't want going on the road.
Yeah, for sure. So again, guys, lots of sports going on. Our soccer team, our baseball team, our hockey team, all of our teams, Mike, looking good right now. The Steelers hosting the draft in just 3 days. The 2026 NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh, PA. Let me grab a couple more of these. You know what? I want to get to the point I was trying to make. All these sports going on, Mike, it makes me drink, because at the end of the day, it doesn't always go the way that you want. Sports don't. So whenever you're watching your sports and things don't start going your way, drinking kind of it comes knocking. Mike, if you are doing any drinking when it does come knocking, do stop and get yourself some Duquesne Pilsner this week, especially this week. If you're in town from out of town, stop by Giant Eagles carrying 6 and 12 packs of Duquesne Pilsner, also wherever cases are sold. Mike, Duquesne Pilsner, the people there are wonderful. I just talked to the CEO last night. We were BSing, talking about some plans for the draft. Also, just fantastic. They always include us in their promotion, and we couldn't be happier with everybody at Duquesne Pilsner. So guys, show them some love. Even if you don't drink, just hop on their social media, hit the likes, follows, all that stuff. And it all helps them out. Mike, we always have Duquesne Pilsner right here in the studio on tap for every occasion, made right here in PA, Western Pennsylvania. And it says on the can, grab a Duke.
Grab a Duke.
Steeler freak John, he would have guessed USC. I do want to say what's up to Taden Mulder. Taden Mulder, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Terrible Board. We're glad to see you. They kind of, sort of. I mean, I don't know if it's a great plan, but there is a plan in place. Of course, they're not expecting Aaron Rodgers now to have his answer by the draft, which is in 3 days from now. And they are calling Will Howard quarterback number 1 at the moment as the bonus mini camp does start up. So as of right now, that's what we're working with. Let's take a look at how this week plays out, at what the draft looks like, and then we'll get, there's not really much more we could say about the quarterback position at this point. But again, we did touch on it earlier and what they probably won't do regarding the draft. So you could always go back to the earlier part of the show, but we will continue to talk about that topic as the week does go along. Cody says this: people should be lucky I wasn't around in the 60s. I could have easily been David Koresh or Jim Jones. Oh. He could have definitely been David Koresh in the 90s, I can tell you that. And but point taken. Get ahead of Clinton Torres. There it is, John Steeler Freak with the Clinton Torres. What else do we got, guys? Again, we're going to be getting all the picks, Mike, the official picks. You, me, RB will be here tomorrow. Derpy will be here tomorrow. I think Chop will be calling in. I do know Finch will either be in at some point this week or he'll be calling in. But we got to get everybody's number 1 Steeler first-round pick, and we're going to put it up against one another tomorrow and see how it plays out at the end of the week once we get those results. So don't let me forget that. We have to get everybody's prediction on that. I knew who I'm going with. Do you know who you're going with? Don't tell me. But do you know who you're going to go with for that first-round pick for the Pittsburgh Steelers?
No, I don't, because I have like 5 guys.
All right.
At least that I could choose from.
And you know what? By the way, this is playing out. It could really probably be all of them. So
yeah,
we'll get those picks out tomorrow.
But I'm not going to cheat. I will just say 1.
We'll get our official picks out tomorrow. Mike will say just 1. That's what he says. Also, what else do we got going on, Mike? What else do we got going on? The Aaron Rodgers watch. I don't know how close we were going to watch. Again, this morning it's saying that it's not looking like it's going to be decisions going to be made prior to Thursday. That was kind of something we were looking at going into the weekend or the draft, of course, kind of hoping maybe we could get some word on Aaron, but we'll be keeping our eye on that as well. Tortilla Jim Bone Jones. John says, thank you, typo. There we go. And John Quinn says, my picks, Concepcion, Rutledge, Golday, Muhammad, Jackson Jr., Moore, Markle, Bell, Caldwell, looking good. Ty says, going down this year in Pick'ems. Woo! Pick'ems will be right around the corner.
I can't wait for Pick'ems, baby.
And also John says, I heard clitoris when Ryan's first said his name. That's right. That's usually the direction people's minds go when they hear my name. Let's look at also these few things. My Penguins tonight. That's a 7:00 start. That is again game 2. Buccos are off today. They're traveling to Texas to play the Rangers and Andrew McCutcheon. That series starts tomorrow. That's a best of 3 this week. Again, Mike, so much action for our Pittsburgh teams. The NFL draft, of course, taking the crown, the king of everything. Mike, of course, our Steelers are king, but at the end of the day, you add something like this trumps everything, no matter what it is, anywhere, who you are, whatever.
Exactly. Yes, it does. It does. Oh, God. Can it be Thursday?
It can be in 3 days.
It needs to be here. Don't get me wrong. I love the Buccos. I love the Steelers. I love the Hounds. But like you said, Steelers are king. The draft, it's all I'm worried about right now.
It's never going to change. I hope it's not. The Steelers have always been king my whole life anyway. But you know what? I love watch our Penguins hoist that cup. And you know what? Anything else in my life I ever see again, I have to see this Pirates team win the World Series. Mike, in these next couple years might be the window. So again, a lot of fun with this team. We'll get into that as time goes on as well. And John says, don't be surprised if the Steelers take Boston at 21. Not who I want, but the higher-ups love him. I do know that. What else do we got here? What else do we got, Mike? Also, besides Duquesne Pilsner, come check out our social media as well. We're all over the internet. You can find us on Facebook, X, formerly known as Twitter, Instagram, Threads, even TikTok. Also, if you haven't hit the like button yet below today, hit that like button. Hit the like, the sub, share, comment, if you will. It all helps in the algorithm, guys. We do appreciate it all greatly. Thank you. Mike, I am going to come around to you. What your thoughts on today's show? We had Broderick Jones, we had Aaron Rodgers, we had Alex Highsmith, the 3 big topics on top of the NFL draft coming. Mike, your thoughts on the day?
I don't want to see him go, but Alex Highsmith does make the most sense to move out of any player on this team. We have the depth at that position. You got a young guy ready to step up and be a starter. If you want to make a move in this draft or next draft to have ammunition for picks next year, Alex Highsmith makes the most sense. I like what he brings to this team. I think we need all 3 edges to remain competitive this year. But the cold hard facts are, we got to extend people, and his contract's the easiest to move. So you move him. You hope Cam comes off the books next year, and Patrick Queen contract will be off the books, so we'll have enough money to re-sign all of our free agents and make a splash in free agency as well. So if you can get a third for Alex Highsmith, take a look. You do it. If you can get a second, you definitely do it without thinking twice.
One last topic of the day, Mike. I just need your comment on this because I don't know. I seen it coming in and I didn't read it, but what the hell happened with Zachariah Branch? Arrested Sunday. What's the story? Again, I know
he was standing on a sidewalk. The cop told him to move. He moved and smirked while he moved. The cop said that's not far enough, then arrested him for blocking a sidewalk. The guy was told to move. He moved. Cop didn't like his smirk, arrested him, and he got charged, held on $39 bond. It tells me this is just a bullshit charge. So
we'll watch it play out. We don't know. Again, that's the first time I know the story. I have to hear multiple times from multiple sources to make my opinion, but I do appreciate it because I didn't know what happened. I do know that he did have a misdemeanor arrest Sunday. It's you always see somebody, Mike, this time of year. It was Jalen Carter a couple years ago. Remember, he was involved in a car accident that killed people. It always seems like something right before the draft comes around. Always for these young men. Let me grab a couple more of these, Mike. Han John says this tomorrow. Tomorrow, regular time, will be noon. We'll be here from noon till roughly 3 o'clock tomorrow. The rest of the week. Also, we'll be doing live stream on Thursday night for night one of the draft. Beyond that, we'll see. We'll continue to monitor what the staff and everybody got going on and how we're able to get down into the vicinity and work that out. So a lot of stuff will be kind of filling you in as we're going along this week. Cody says, hell yeah, power to the people. Right here, Han John says, I will take work break to post who I think they will. Okay, awesome. Yeah, for sure. Swing by at about 12:30 tomorrow. I think we'll be doing that then. I think it should be a safe time to say. Tortilla says the cop was a Florida Gators fan. The cop was a Florida Gators fan. Tortilla is saying. Again, guys, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to do it all over again. So much going on. I can't wait to get back, Mike. There's so much more that we can continue to go into. There's just not enough hours in the day. So we hope to see everybody back tomorrow to do it all over again. Get ready for this NFL draft. Like tomorrow, it's going to be down to 2 days, if you can believe that. Like 2 days is 48 hours. You don't get much closer than 48 hours.
No, you don't.
We are down to it, everybody. We are down to it. And again, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to do it all over again. We hope to see everybody then. I want to say thank you to everybody for coming and hanging out and checking us out today. We appreciate each and every one of you. We truly, honestly do. We wouldn't do it without you guys. Thank you so much. I want to say thank you to everybody on the Terrible board. You guys always keep things interesting here on the show. You were the lifeblood, and we couldn't be more thankful than we are for what everybody on the Terrible board does every day here on the show. And you are amazing. We praise you, believe me. And also, I do want to say this, everybody at home, maybe you're in the car, maybe you're at the gym, maybe you're at work, watching, listening, whatever the case may be. We want to thank you too. Again, we'll be back tomorrow at our regular time to get into it, Mike. This is draft week. This is what we've been waiting for a long time. The city for many years. Again, this is the first time since the late 40s. And again, it was not even the same beast that it is nowadays that the NFL draft is. So much coverage, so much to get into, Mike. This week is going to be jam-packed. We are here covering our Steelers 365 days a year, all year round. And you know what? I wouldn't change a thing about it. Steelers, what it's all about, baby. It's all about Steelers in the NFL draft right here in Pittsburgh, PA, this Thursday, just 3 days away. Sorry about that. I think that's everything, Mike. Am I forgetting anything?
No, you got it all, brother. We got it all.
Steeler friend says it was a lot easier to be a serial. And I know, you know what? It's this weather. You kind of see me kind of keep going moving to my nose, but you know what? It was 82 degrees on Saturday, and it was snowing this morning, or 82 to snowing. What the fuck is this? But anyway, I'm all runny and everything. I apologize about that. John says it was a lot easier to be a serial killer in the 70s. It sure was. These damn cameras everywhere certainly ain't helping anything out, are they? And Han John says, can I tell you who I think? Yeah, throw it up there real quick, man, before we do balance. Also, Cody says this. Did you get it all on the tube? We did get the tube. We did
on
get all
the tube.
that.
I got it on the tube.
Han John, throw that up there real quick because we were about to walk out the door. We were at the 3-hour mark. Anything else, Mike, that you want to say before we do take off?
I can't wait to reveal my first round pick tomorrow. It's gonna be a shocker.
All right, I can't wait to see it. We'll give each other the time that we do go off. Han John, I do want to let you know that we are again walking out the door. So if you do want to throw it in, if you miss it, hop on tomorrow about 12:30. We would love to hear who your pick is. Again, I do want to say thank you, everybody. We hope everybody has a great day. Wrestling tonight, if that's your thing. Pittsburgh Penguins tonight, game 2 of the NHL Stanley Cup, first round of the playoffs. Cody says this: in the 70s, I would have had 10 families in 10 states, and I'd ignore all of them. Tortilla Tie says, I would have ignored all of them. Yeah, everybody. So that's it. We'll be back. I think we got everything, Mike. Penguins tonight. Go Pens. Draft 3 days, baby. We're here for it. We hope to see everybody tomorrow for Derpy, for Finch, for Chop, for RB, for Mike, myself, the 2 Dum Yinzers. Yes, 12:30 Eastern time. And for the 2 Dum Yinzers, everybody have a great Monday. Stay safe. Stay warm. Who would have thunk it? And we'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.